And welcome everybody to Simon Fraser University for GNAC Football. Howard Samura here along with Nick Sersky, and we just heard a rendition of both national anthems, Nick, by the Lumberjacks Marching Orchestra. It's as unique a setting, I think, today as you're going to find anywhere in college football. A team from Humboldt State playing their last game in school history, hosted by a Simon Fraser team they've lost 33 straight games in the GNAC. Certainly there's a lot of inspiration on both sides today.
And usually your last game of the season is interesting for multiple reasons, and just the added the fact that this is going to be Humboldt State's last game as a football program, and also a senior night for both teams here. SFU has 8 graduating seniors playing their last game up on Terry Fox Field. So a lot of emotions here this afternoon, and the teams are just going to have to stay focused and come out strong, and hopefully we have a good game from both sides.
Let's talk about Humboldt State with the product on the field. A tough loss for them in overtime last week to Azusa Pacific. Some quarterbacking issues there. What do you think is going to happen here in terms of that all-important position under center?
Yeah, their starting quarterback Joey Sweeney left the second half of the game last week, and the offense just wasn't firing on all cylinders after he left. So I did see him out in warm-ups. He looked good today. We'll see who leads their offensive huddle out to start. But heartbreaking loss in overtime. Humboldt missed a field goal, and then Azusa Pacific came and won the game with their field goal make.
And Nick, the Klan 39-0, a loss last week to Western Oregon. Really want to get that offense going today.
Much better weather here today, Howie, and hopefully the run game can at least do something. Moving the sticks a little bit, and passing wise, a lot friendlier situation here atop Burnaby Mountain.
Well, it looks like the Klan are going to kick off to get this game going. The Lumberjacks awaiting the opening kickoff. And it looks like it's Jawan Murphy, number 1, and Adam Herrera wearing number 4, set to return for Humboldt State. Simon Fraser, of course, coming through with that big win to start the season, non-conference, the 54-7 victory over the Willamette Bearcats right here on Terry Fox Field. And, of course, have had some close calls, some not-so-close calls since, but what a pumped-up group. I've been hearing this group so inspired for this game today.
Absolutely. If you check out our social media this week, we had the turn-up crew that gets excited and on the sidelines getting the team fired up, going through this losing streak that they've had so far this season, but hoping to break that streak here today.
And it looks like Herrera, number 4, at his own goal line, will return the opening kick. Hitting off to the far sidelines, going to get taken down by the Klan special teams. And making the tackle there for Simon Fraser, Josh Philip Verdugo making the tackle.
And offensively for Humboldt State, they led by their running back Tyree Marzetta. He's 3rd in the GNAC in rushing. And their quarterback, as we mentioned, Joseph Sweeney. It's not Joseph Sweeney out there. It's actually number 12, Brendan Davis. So we'll see if they're subbing in Sweeney a little bit. I do see him on the sidelines, but his helmet is off. So looks like Davis is the healthy one and going to get the start here this afternoon.
Snap and the handoff to Marzetta, who's averaging about 83 a game. He dances through some tight traffic there. A small gain there of about 5 yards on first down, but a nice healthy start for the Humboldt State crew.
And for Simon Fraser last week, it really backed up in negative field position. The Wolves started multiple drives inside Simon Fraser territory. So the field position battle today is going to be big, with Humboldt State relying on Marzetta to rumble the ball forward. And so defensively for Simon Fraser, just got to keep doing what you're doing and force as many 3 and outs as you can.
Another handoff. Marzetta again up near the first down marker. So some early success from that offensive line of Humboldt State. They're moving the stick, so a first down here early. 2 good carries there from Marzetta to get a first down.
And defensively for Simon Fraser, those sophomore linebackers, Barrett and Ward, are 1st and 2nd on the team in tackles. So really look for them. If Humboldt's going to run the ball, 20, 30 times tonight, those guys are going to be pivotal in stopping this force.
So Brendan Davis remains in at quarterback. 1st and 10 from the 30 for the Lumberjacks. Pass to the near sideline, complete. And they will go right to the sticks to the 40, and the completion made there to number 13, the wide receiver, Leo Wagner. So efficiency here for this Humboldt State Lumberjacks football team to get going here. They're marching up towards midfield. For Simon Fraser, honoring a number of seniors before this football game today for all of their service, and certainly there's inspiration on the Humboldt side. There's great inspiration as well on this Klan team to finish the year with a victory. Bit of a fake. They are going to keep the ball. And going down with the ball there is Colby Stevens, who was in at quarterback there, took the snap. The wide receiver, number 10.
And there we mentioned Griffin Barrett getting in the backfield and forcing that big loss. We did mention the seniors. We'd be remiss if we don't mention them a couple times tonight, but that's Ben Meinecker, Miles Richardson, Jaron Bailey, Gabriel Lopez, Brad Lyons, Ray Arcega, Cole Patterson, and Kyle Wilson. A lot of guys on their defensive line, and they'll want to create some pressure here on Humboldt on 2nd and long.
Ton of experience. Again, the direct snap. And a small gain here on 2nd down for Stevens.
And just a bit of a wildcat look there, Howie. Trying to switch it up. And Stevens comes in with a couple carries on the season, but looked like Simon Fraser was able to rally up and force this 3rd and long.
So call that about 3rd and 8 at the 40-yard line. Straight drop back this time, and the pass is complete. A host of tacklers will meet number 84, Gary O'Leary. But some precision here from Humboldt State early.
Yeah, nice pass by Davis there. He really threw that ball before O'Leary made his break, but O'Leary came back to the ball right at the sticks. And Davis with his another great completion here really looks pretty good.
Yeah, and they're not taking big shots down the field, Nick. They're going to the sticks. They're keeping it short. They're keeping it simple, and they're being very effective as they cross over into Simon Fraser territory. 1st and 10 at the Klan 49. Davis this time the handoff up the middle. And that's a gain to Tyree Marzetta. Just falling forward, they're getting 3 or 4 yards at a time here. So gain of 3, call it 2nd and 7.
Yeah, and he's definitely their workhorse back. He's got double the carries than any other running back on their team. 82.9 yards per game and 3 touchdowns on the season, an average of 6.8 yards per carry. So hopefully SFU can limit that this afternoon.
So Brendan Davis and company showing they're mixing it up a bit here on this opening drive. I believe 3 first down nows on this drive as Davis steps up in the pocket. He's going to keep it. He knows where the marker is and more, and he's going to just keep running. I thought he was going to slide. Klan will take him down close to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and SFU just playing man coverage in the secondary brought some heat, but Simon Fraser unable to contain their pass rush, and Davis was able to find a gap up the middle and run for a long gain and pick up a 1st down inside Simon Fraser 25-yard line, I think.
Yeah, it was so wide open for him, Nick. He wasn't going to worry about sliding. He was just going to get everything he could. He's got his team in great position. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line of the Klan. Simon Fraser defense reeling a bit here in this opening drive. Marzetta the handoff again. This time met early by the Klan.
That seems to be their MO. They brought in an extra offensive lineman on that play. 6 offensive linemen and an extra lining up in the tight end position and sort of ran to that side. Didn't get too much though. Good on Simon Fraser to only stop him for about 2 yards.
Klan player Brad Lyons, one of the veterans, down right now, but he gets up and will head to the sidelines.
Looks like his hand there, how he was dinged up last week with a leg injury but came back, so hopefully that's the same situation this afternoon.
The former Terry Fox Raven, of course, Terry Fox secondary set to meet Carson Graham in a Subway Bowl opening round playoff game immediately following. This has got a 5:30 start on that game, so a double header here if you love your football outdoors in November. Stick around for the high school game after. 2nd and 8, Humboldt State at the Klan 22-yard line. Marzetta again, and he's going to get wrapped up early. Great defense there by the Klan.
Good penetration there. That was 33. Shane Ward,
Griffin Barrett.
Sorry, Griffin Barrett. Getting into the backfield, really got around that pulling guard and was able to pull Marzetta down for a gain of about 1. Another 3rd and long here, Howie. We'll see what Simon Fraser does here. They pulled a man blitz the last time that happened, but Davis was able to scramble for a 1st down. We'll see if they drop into a bit more of a zone coverage here on 3rd down.
Sweeney the snap. Has a man on the sidelines, and a great catch by number 13 along the sidelines. They're going to rule that a catch for Leo Wagner. No, they will not. They've overturned it. You're right.
Acrobatic leap there from the wide receiver, but maybe just unable to get that foot down inbounds. It looks like our replay booth is down here in the tent, but couldn't quite see if he did or did not get that foot down. But he was a very acrobatic attempt. But we'll get Humboldt's place kicker here a shot at 3 points for the Jacks.
Set to kick the field goal there is Jose Morales, the redshirt senior. And that will go through, indeed good for the field goal there. On 4th down, the Humboldt State Lumberjacks will take the opening lead in this football game at 3-0. So a tidy drive down the field.
Yeah, nice drive for the Jacks there. Really, that big play was the Davis scramble up the middle as Simon Fraser dropped into man coverage. Davis with probably a 35-yard gain, bringing them down inside the 25-yard line. Good on Simon Fraser, though, to pull up and create that stop there and just force the field goal attempt. Now Simon Fraser really struggled last week offensively, but have probably two of the best pass catchers in the GNAC. Robert Metters first in the GNAC in catches, and Ryzen John second in the GNAC in catching receiving touchdowns. And then don't forget about this passing offense in general. 24th in Division II passing offense. So Miles Richardson here on his senior day afternoon, looking to go out on a high note.
And I think that's a huge factor. A guy playing his final collegiate game, really wanting to go out on a high note and see what Miles has in store.
I remember my senior day like it was yesterday, so it's a really good, obviously very special day for these athletes. They had their parents down on a ceremony before the game, and just a nice way for them to send off their senior seasons.
Klan with a nice return here underway, but they're going to get met. Devin O'Hay, number 17, returning the kick. Devin O'Hay's had. So you look at some of those freshmen, Nick, they really have made an impact with the numbers in terms of moving forward. Freshmen were able to step into this program as pure freshmen and really make an impact. Yeah. And a guy like Devin O'Hay is a good example.
Big time. Metters and O'Hay, they're two freshman receivers that are tantalizing talents here this afternoon and in their freshman season. Really excited to see what they can do as sophomores.
We have an end around here, Simon Fraser.
A late flag there. That's going to be a late hit out of bounds as well. But we see Justin Siebert lining up under quarterback with the reverse to Richardson. We've seen Richardson do a lot all season. He's lined up as receiver. He runs the ball out of the quarterback position, and then obviously he can throw as well. So a different wrinkle here this afternoon. Justin Siebert getting the start with Richardson lined up in the slot.
And certainly we've seen, Coach Ford go with certain looks for certain periods of the game, change right back, go more traditional, continually mixing it up, trying to maximize what he's doing here. I think that was a late hit as well. Yeah,
and just an athlete that you have in Miles Richardson, you try and get him the ball in as many different ways as possible. So looking forward to seeing what he can do here on senior day.
So the late hit's going to move it well up the field to the 35-yard line. And the Klan will keep it on the ground with Jason Nelson.
Really, the run game really struggled last week, Howie. Simon Fraser ranking dead last in the GNAC, which is 48.8 yards per game rushing offense. So interesting to see what they can do, maybe try and get the ball to different people in different spaces, but 2 straight runs here to start.
Not a lot of push there from that offensive line, and you know that Coach Ford really wanted to establish the run early, but they're going to have to take a shot here if they want to continue with the drive down the field. Sieber will remain in at quarterback. Nelson stays in to block. Sieber to the near sideline, has a man, and that is a first down and more, and a great job there by Devin O'Hay. on the sidelines. Nice throw there by Seibert.
Yeah, and a nice throw there by Seibert. Humboldt only rushed 3, and they really dropped down back into coverage, zone coverage, but was able to find number 17, O'Hay, for a nice long gain.
So the Klan marched very quickly over midfield. 1st and 10 at the Humboldt State 40, and a pass again to the sidelines again to Devin O'Hay. And former Argyle Piper, the freshman from North Vancouver, another first down, it looks like, for the Simon Fraser Klan, or darn close.
And just some soft coverage there from the corner, Jawan Murphy for Humboldt. And for Simon Fraser, if they're going to give you a 10, 12-yard cushion, it looks like Seibert's just going to take that check down to O'Hay and get 7, 8 yards.
So call it 2nd and 2, the 31-yard line. Seibert stands in, delivers to the far sidelines, has a man, can't get there. Pass intended for Richardson. We've seen Miles Richardson put up big numbers through the pass catching department this season as well.
And Humboldt bringing some pressure there, not sitting back like they did on that last 3rd down, and brought some heat, and just that pressure didn't allow Seibert to step into the throw as much as he wanted, and just out of the outstretched arms of Richardson.
So a 3rd down situation again here for the freshman, Seibert. Fakes the handoff up the middle. Had Richardson there, but...
and a late flag there.
A late flag does come in.
They're going to call a hold there on that defensive back. Richardson was calling for it right away.
So the Klan finding some things that are working for them here. We'll see what happens with this penalty, but...
Before the pass is down, holding defense number 42. 10-yard penalty, previous automatic first down.
So it's a feedback there from the public address system, but obviously the bottom line for the Klan, a first down then.
Yeah, and really this drives look good so far. You always like those free first downs that your opponent gives you, but Seibert's moving the ball well.
Klan nothing on 2 straight running plays to begin the drive, but now dynamic plays down the field, the handoff on first down. And Nelson has a bit more traction.
Yeah, that would have been their best run against the Wolves last week. It was tough sledding all afternoon in the pouring rain, but much nicer conditions here this afternoon, and Nelson seems to be getting his footing a bit better here on Terry Fox Field.
So that's a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 here. Seibert remains in, the pocket collapses, a loose ball, looks like the Klan got it back. Or did they? I thought Nelson had fallen on the ball immediately, but there's a bit of a scrum there on the ground.
They do call, Simon Fraser did pick it up. So. Yeah, and again, Humboldt brought some pressure there, and it's been looking good as the Jacks have brought heat and able to bring Seibert down. Drops it, but luckily Nelson there to pick it up.
So 3rd and long here. Klan 2 for 2 on 3rd down on this drive, as the freshman now back to pass and has a man on the sidelines again. It's Devin O'Hay. We're saying no catch. And the coverage there, able coverage from Evan Camarina, the freshman defensive back.
Looks like they'll keep their offense out here on 4th down, Howie. 4th and 13. Interesting choice here, but it would be a pretty long field goal for Metzler.
So Seibert on 4th down, a big play upcoming here on this first Klan drive of the football game. Seibert has a man, and is that Ryzen John with the catch? I think that was already being whistled dead.
Looks like Simon Fraser just came up short there, just short of the sticks. John not able to fight forward for the first down, but...
Well, Klan showed some good things on that drive, Nick.
Yeah, looked pretty good offensively. Just a couple negative plays that dug them a hole there on that 4th and long.
So here come the Jacks, and very quickly an incompletion there on the first play for the quarterback, Davis. Second down now for Humboldt State. 2nd and 10. Handoff there is not going anywhere.
And Simon Fraser with just a bit of a run blitz there. And that's 74, Ray Arcega, able to get into the backfield and dragging down for maybe a gain of about 1.5 yards, but creates a 3rd and long here for Humboldt State. So Davis once again in the shotgun. Split 4 wide receivers. Takes the snap, looks to his right. Steps up, deep pass. Pass is incomplete. Intended on the play for Leo Wagner. Great coverage there in the defensive secondary. Not sure who that was deep, but a great play. There is a flag behind the play. We'll see what it is. Looks like holding. Indeed it is. So that's a really big stop there for Simon Fraser. Your offense goes for it deep into opponent's territory, but then forcing a 3-and-out, and you're going to get the ball back at midfield or ahead of that. So good chance here for Simon Fraser to be set up in good field position.
And thanks, Nick. Just trying to get through some of the technical difficulties we're having here. We're getting a really heavy bleed in from our other audio sources on the broadcast, and really it's throwing off our play-by-play here. So apologies to all of you watching. We'll try and focus on the game here.
Nothing can throw you off.
Hopefully we can work out these technical issues.
Speaking about throwing off, that punt real short, only going out of bounds inside the 40. The ref's still walking it off. 35, about the 34-yard line. So only a punt of about 20 yards there for Humboldt. Great field position here for Simon Fraser to start their 2nd drive.
And of course, we saw the freshman Justin Sieber in for that opening drive. The Miles Richardson, the starting quarterback, providing a lot of other looks for this Klan offense. We'll see what happens here as Simon Fraser now their 2nd offensive opportunity. And what a great field they have to work with here. You're right, Nick, a super short field, 4:14 left in the opening quarter, 3-0 for the Lumberjacks. Again, Sieber at quarterback. Has a man over the middle, and a nice gain there for the Klan for a 1st down. And Ethan Basalt making a nice catch as he comes across the middle.
Yeah, just a bit of a run option play there, and Sieber decides to pull it and throw a quick one over the middle to Basalt, who nice quick slant over the middle, picks up a nice 1st down.
If they can protect Sieber, he's going to make a lot of good things happen. Looking for Ryzen John on the sidelines, and again, Ryzen having a hard time hanging on. And the coverage there provided by number 9 of the Lumberjacks, Arian Nash.
Yeah, and you just get Ryzen John in single coverage there on the far side. They split 3 receivers to the near side here. John one-on-one with Nash on that far side. Might as well throw it up. The guy's 6'7". Take a shot.
So 2nd and 10 now for the Klan. From their 22-yard line, a draw play up the middle, and look at this, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling down the field, Jason Nelson. So that commitment to the run game, Nick, you start to see the payoff. Nelson with his best run of the game.
Yeah, that's one of the few times I've seen Simon Fraser run a straight draw play this season, but looks a little nicked up. Nelson is putting his arm a little low there. That's going to be Casey Kircher coming in.
Kircher did some nice work a few weeks ago when I was last here, Nick, spelling Nelson, and he's in there now. So I believe we're at about 3rd and, they're not adjusted, about 3rd and 3, there we go. Ooh. I believe that was Phillips, number 87. Or rather Spencer McCabe, the other tight end.
Yeah, just a bit out of his reach there. Tried to pull that in one-handed. But now we'll see Metzlar here with an opportunity to kick a field goal. He's 3 for 5 on the season. As long as only 27 yards, though, so this would be his season long. I believe this is going to be about a 32-yarder here.
So the first-year Klan, Metzlar in to tie the game potentially here. Out of the hold of Basalt, and it looks good. Right through. Oh, they're going to say that was wide. We have a really sharp angle here from our broadcast location. But
yeah, it looked like it was close. It was a bit of a high snap, and Basalt able to get it down on the tee, but Metzlar just not able to hit it true, and just a bit wide right. So Simon Fraser will be down. Sorry, the Humboldt State Jacks will take over at about their 20-yard line, and it is going to be Brendan Davis here taking over this Jacks offense. For the Jacks, one really good drive and one not so good, one 3-and-out. So Simon Fraser able to force that 3-and-out on the last drive, see if they can do that here today, or again on this drive, I mean. Really good pressure there by, we can see that was Marzetta trying to break free, but number 50, Brad Lyons, the senior from Terry Fox, back in the game, thankfully for him, and his penetration really threw that play off and forced just a gain of 1. Davis again in the shotgun, motion to his close side, 3 receivers there. He looks left, finds his receiver, pushed out of bounds. It's going to be short of the first down. It's going to bring up 3rd down, but the catch was made on the play by number 10, Colby Stevens. It's going to be 3rd and about 2. Third and 2 here for for Humboldt State. Again, that shotgun formation. That's a better run there by Marzetta.
Popping some pads there, I could hear that. Collisions up the middle.
I heard that one from up here. Humboldt able to pick up a 1st down here and get out of their own end a little bit more.
Well, hopefully we've got these technical difficulties solved here, and we will endeavor to pick up a bit of rhythm here as we get through the first half of play. Humboldt with the 3-0 lead after the missed Simon Fraser field goal. It's a draw play there to Marzetta that blows up immediately. The Klan in the backfield, and a nice defensive play there by Simon Fraser for a loss of yardage.
Yeah, and really got some good penetration there. Brought a run blitz. I think that was Ward in there and Barrett as well. Brought some heat and forced that big loss. Lost 3 on the play.
So 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13 for Humboldt State. Davis, drop back, steps up in the pocket, looks downfield, takes the shot, has a man, and some great defensive coverage there provided by Simon Fraser's Matteo Montagliani.
It was there with him step for step. Davis had a ton of time. Simon Fraser not able to get much pressure on that play. Davis steps up, unleashed a bomb down the field, but Montagliani was there step for step. Really good patience defensively as well. Didn't tug the jersey or do anything silly. He just knocked that ball away when it came in.
So 3rd and 12 now. Klan getting there, great job in the backfield, and Gabe Lopes, I believe that was, got in there for the sack.
Yeah, Lopez there with a great tackle there, and Simon Fraser really bouncing around defensively. You saw their defensive line really not having anybody in a 3-point stance. that creates a lot of confusion when your offensive line blocking scheme doesn't really know who's coming, who's not. And Simon Fraser able to confuse the Jacks there and have a big sack.
A great play calling there, Nick. You're right. They get great defensive coverage the play before. This time get penetration in the backfield from Lopez. For the sack, they force the punt on 4th down.
Oh, yeah, he slipped.
And a low punt. It's going to take a Humboldt roll here, but still going to be good position for the Klan to start this drive. But it's up to Simon Fraser to start taking advantage of the great field position they've had in this opening half.
Well, and now your third drive here offensively, and you had a field goal attempt on your last try, but unfortunately it went wide. So we'll see. Simon Fraser has moved the ball pretty well here, but just hasn't been able to have that finishing punch. And so as we move out of this first quarter and into the second, hopefully Simon Fraser can get into the red zone and get a score.
Justin Cyber remains in at quarterback, the freshman. He's going to take a shot down the field.
And there was pass interference there. Number 1. Murphy grabbed a Woodsey.
Kester Owunse, the Simon Fraser receiver on that play.
And when you get good protection and Humboldt's not going to bring a ton of guys, you're going to have time. And what Siebert did there was just, or what Coach Tom Ford called there, just a double move by Owunse. You saw Owunse kind of break down around the sticks. Jawan Murphy bid on that, and Owunse went to fly by him. Murphy grabbed on. Siebert threw a nice deep ball, but just out of the reach. But it's a hold and an automatic first down there for Simon Fraser.
Moves the ball up to about the Klan 47-yard line. Battle there on first down by Kircher to try and gain some positive yardage. He's met immediately. Small gain there, call it a gain of 1.
That's going to take us to the end of the first quarter.
End of the first quarter, 3-0 Humboldt State. And boy, you know, our thoughts go out to Humboldt State football fans, Nick. And we were talking about this before the broadcast. They're in their 90th year, and it's their final year. They're not only their final year, but obviously their final game. And I tried to relate, you know, kind of what this means to a community, how much it hurts to have something like this happen. In my prior experience as a reporter, all I could come up with, I was the traveling beat reporter for the Vancouver Grizzlies, the NBA franchise. 6 years and nothing like what these Humboldt State fans have invested in their program. But when that thing left Vancouver, the NBA left for Memphis, Tennessee, you just feel a sense of betrayal, a sense of loss. You're mad, but you don't know who to be mad at. And it can be awfully frustrating. You feel like you're losing some of your identity.
And I've been down to a game in Arcata, California, and it's a beautiful setup down there. And yeah, just an unfortunate situation. 90 seasons, you see there on our notes, 90th season there of Humboldt State football, and unfortunately their last. But yeah, just an unfortunate situation, losing a piece of the community.
Yeah, the Redwood Bowl, one of the great places to watch. I've heard a college football game. So starting the second quarter, check that. Cyber finding Ryzen John. Look at the moves and the speed of Ryzen John as he goes down the sidelines. That's a big package, Nick Sirski, to have that kind of movement.
When he takes a step, that was like 3 yards every step. Boy, those legs are long, and like an antelope down the sideline. Really turned the corner there and turned on the jets, and able to pick up a ton of yak yards.
What a great job there by the former Vancouver College Fighting Irish dual sports star Ryzen John, wearing number 19, as he gets a first down. First and 10 at the 27 for Cyber. Oh, and that just off the mark as he went for Miles Richardson. Are you surprised Miles is not playing quarterback and being at his final game of his career, or is this kind of...
Yeah, probably a bit, but maybe this is sort of the passing of the torch there. You know, Richardson has been involved heavily on offense even when he's not playing quarterback, and I think Coach Tom Ford maybe wants to see what he has in Siebert as we move off into the recruiting season. Siebert obviously a true freshman and possibly this team's future, but maybe Coach Tom Ford wants to see what he has.
And that is the tough one there. Demetric Watts able to get into from his linebacking spot and getting the sack there on Justin Siebert. But you're right about that, really, in terms of what's happening with this Klan team moving forward. Justin Siebert able to come in and get some snaps this season. Got a start or two, and has a pretty good grasp of this offense, but what a huge loss that was.
Well, and there we see the difference between Siebert and Richardson. Siebert just not as fleet of foot there and not able to get away from that pass rush.
He needs the protection, but if you can give it to him, he's on the money. Nice crossing pass over the middle to Ryzen John. And John being driven back there, the tackle being made by Adam Herrera. Every time I watch Ryzen John make a catch or something, I just go, wow, the future is so bright for this kid, even beyond Simon Fraser. With that height and that athleticism, that there's good things awaiting him.
Yeah, they say you can't teach height, right? And he really bulked up over the offseason and has really become a force here in the red zone. Again, 6 touchdowns on the season coming into the game, and second in the GNAC. He's just a huge target, and really, you can throw that ball anywhere, and that catch radius, he can come down with it.
So Keith Metzler now on for the field goal. A miss on the first. This one is going to be wide again. So 0 for 2, the Klan leaving some points on the field. A frustrating opening half here for the Klan.
Yeah, been able to move the ball pretty well here, but 2 missed field goals for Metzler. Unfortunate in his last game here of the season. But Simon Fraser defensively has done pretty well, buttoning up this Humboldt State offense, aside from that first drive where that big Brendan Davis rush was really the difference. And so Simon Fraser's looked good here offensively or defensively. We'll see what Humboldt does offensively to maybe make a tweak here or there to try and get some more positive yardage here.
Well, the senior backup Brendan Davis remains in the game. The handoff. Some nice traction there on first down. And Marzetta able to gain, it looks like about 5 yards on first down. For Simon Fraser losing down at Humboldt earlier this year, the only win this season for the Lumberjacks. They will go down the field, a bit of a duck here, waiting to be picked, and it is. Simon Fraser will pick it off. What a great job there from Shea Karstens. Karstens, that was a duck, Nick, and Karstens just sat back and waited for it.
Yeah, that's his 4th interception on the season, leads the team. He's kind of their ball hawk, but just sort of a max protection play there from Humboldt. Really only had 1 receiver down the field, and it was thrown into double coverage by Davis. And yeah, just not a great throw, not super accurate. And you see him there. That's Karstens getting the turnover backpack on the bench there. And so great field position here for Simon Fraser. And we'll see there is a change at quarterback that is going to be Miles Richardson coming in and leading this offense here. So Richardson in at quarterback, keeps it. Throw out to John. He makes a circus catch off the back of one of his other receivers. Gets about 6 or 7 yards on the play.
You're right about that, Nick. I think that hit Ethan Basalt. It went right back to him, but what great focus from Ryzen John. We've got our replay monitor back too, I can let you know, so we'll be able to take a look at some of these plays as they develop. Klan off the interception by Karstens, gaining 5 on first down. Ryzen John with a great catch on the sidelines. They are going to call that a catch, Nick, down inside the 10-yard line, it looks like.
What a catch by John, and Richardson got rocked in the backfield. I am surprised he's getting up. That was Demetric Watts with the hit on Richardson. But again, we talked about when you have single coverage with John, just throw the ball up. He's 6'7", the beautiful footwork there on the sideline, and makes the catch.
Well, it'll be at the about 11-yard line. Apologies. Ryzen John shakes it off. He's in a stance. Whistles will blow, though.
That was on the right tackle there. 61 jumped.
So the Klan are going to take a step back. And it really can play on the defense, too. The change of tempo, the change of style when Miles Richardson comes in at quarterback.
He's definitely a different, obviously throws with a different hand. He can run the ball a little bit more, and then just has a little bit more pocket mobility. So we'll see what he can do here, taking over on this drive here in a second.
The senior lefty coming to the ball is Ryzen John. And it takes a host of Lumberjacks to get him down on the ground. Right now you're seeing such great chemistry in the final game of the season between Miles Richardson and Ryson John. It's a shame it's got to end.
Exactly, and again, we talked about how big John is, and he's just a big target over the middle, down the sideline, doesn't really matter. Again, you can throw that ball anywhere, he's going to pick it up, and then, yeah, it took about, boy, we see it on the replay there, it took about 5 Humboldt State Jacks to bring him down.
So Klan on the lip of the goal line, they're going to hand it off. Cutting back across the grain, and a great job there from Jason Nelson.
They'll pick up a first down there, so now Simon Fraser with 4 cracks down from about the 2-yard line. Great opportunity to answer.
So first and goal for Simon Fraser, their most envious field position of the day. And the senior Miles Richardson in at quarterback leading them down the field. And of course this all beginning off the Karstens interception return. Richardson in the corner, looking for O'Hay. He couldn't connect on that play in the far corner of the end zone.
And just a bit of a fade route there from O'Hay. Another, again, a big, tall receiver as well, 6'1", 6'2". But just maybe Richardson didn't see what he liked and kind of threw the ball away there in the corner of the end zone.
Second and goal from about the 2.5-yard line for Simon Fraser. This time, Richardson will keep, and the ball comes loose. They're going to rule it dead immediately. So a break there for the Klan.
Luckily, they called him down the ball. That was 95 yards and a return touchdown there for Humboldt if it's not called down.
I believe that was Isaiah Cirrus Wills who had that ball and thought he had that clean path to the end zone. So third and goal. Klan the handoff, and they're not going to get it again as Nelson is stopped for a gain of about 1.
Third time's the charm here, Howie. They're bringing out the field goal unit again.
Simon Fraser just needs to get some points. Boy, their inability to score has been pretty frustrating from their perspective in this opening half. 2 missed field goals already for Keith Metzelars as he lines up for this short one. Should be about a 20-yard field goal here. Flags fly.
Looked like Humboldt jumped, but it could go either way when you're down there in the trenches. Tell me about it. It'll take a bit.
8:39 left in the opening half of play.
Outside, defense number 57. Here's neutral zone while the offense moves. Fourth down.
So an offside against Humboldt State.
It really doesn't make a huge difference. Just moves the ball a little bit closer.
But it'll stay at 4th down.
Stay 4th down, not an automatic first. So just a bit of a shorter field goal here from Metzlar.
And Metzlar did get it through the first time around. We'll see if he can keep that going and knock this game at 3-3. Oh, it's blocked, and it goes straight up in the air. Simon Fraser snake bitten in this opening half of play. 3 missed field goals, Nick. It doesn't matter where they're picking their field goals from.
Boy, that's just a tough break, and we just saw some pressure. Let's get to see it here on the replay. Just some pressure around the right edge, and it looks like, not sure who it was that came around, but yeah, just around that right edge, and blocked it. Paul popped straight up in the air. Boy, that's a tough break for the Simon Fraser offense. They're moving the ball much better here this afternoon than they were last week against the Wolves, but still no points to show for it.
Yeah, the turnovers mounting on 4th down here for Simon Fraser in this opening half, but for all the yards gained and positive plays that they've shown on some pretty consistent drives here, still pointless in this football game. So now Davis A handoff there. It looked like a different running back, Christian Quirarte.
And this is where defensively you don't want to let him out, right? You've had some tough luck here offensively, but now Humboldt's going to take the ball over at their 3-4 yard line, and you don't want to let them out. If you're the Simon Fraser defense, make them get them 3 and out, make them punt and take the ball back over at the Humboldt 40-yard line. So a big sequence here for Simon Fraser.
Well, Simon Fraser passed the test on the first snap, limiting the yardage there, making it 2nd and 10 here. Here's Davis out of his end zone to the sidelines. Too high and out of the reach. And the coverage there provided by Jaron Bailey.
Yeah, nice play there by Bailey. That throw was a bit high there to Wagner, but Bailey able to come down, make a nice break on that. They just kind of dropped into his zone defense, and Bailey saw that route unfold in front of him, made the break, knocked that ball away. Great play by the senior here on senior day.
So a huge snap here. Jaron Bailey, a good job as the 213s. Wagner and Bailey came together on the sideline. But 3rd and 10 here, 3rd and long for Humboldt State. Brendan Davis, the quarterback, deep in his own end. A handoff, Marzetta, and he rumbles towards the marker, but is going to be held shy. So a great job defensively here by Simon Fraser.
And that's just what the doctor ordered there for Simon Fraser. Now it's ticking down under 7 minutes here in the second quarter. 3 field goal attempts, 3 misses, well, 2 misses, 1 block. But Simon Fraser is going to get great field position here with Basalt standing basically at midfield. And hopefully he can catch this and maybe get a bit of a run. But going to be good field position here for Simon Fraser.
Well, they had it on the Karstens pick and unable to score. We'll see if Ethan Basalt can change their luck. It's going to take a bounce over midfield, and a nice Humboldt State bounce just inside the 40-yard line at about the 39-yard line, it looks like.
Yeah, but again, positive field position here for Simon Fraser. So really moved the ball there well with Richardson under quarterback, just not able to punch it in the end zone there with 3 cracks from the 2-yard line. But we'll see who trots out here with the offense. Looks like it is going to be Richardson to take his second drive here for the Klan.
And Ryzen John, number 19, lined up on the near sidelines, has had a great first half of play. Coming over the middle, going on the sidelines, wherever he's been asked to go and compete for the football. 1st and 10, Simon Fraser. Nelson in motion. Richardson feeling the pressure, looking for Ryzen John. And the pass incomplete.
We'd be remiss if we didn't mention the Humboldt State band that was up here and performed both the, we saw a shot of them there just in between plays there. Unfortunately, their final game here as well. That's part of that community that's going to be missed. But the marching band up here made the trek up north of the border. Nice to see them.
And I love the fact they played both anthems. Great catch down the field. Is that McCabe catching the football? Spencer McCabe, the tight end, coming down with the football. Great job there for the Klan to move the sticks.
And that was Marzette, the safety, that came down and tried to take off McCabe's head. But McCabe able to hold that ball. We'll see it on the replay here. Just a nice, drops that in a bucket there. McCabe brings it in, and great catch there in double coverage.
Great job for the sophomore from O'Day High School in Seattle. This time Nelson takes the handoff, shakes one tackler, but is going to get driven to the turf. Making the tackle there for the Lumberjacks, number 17, Ryan Shell, the defensive back.
And just again, the rush offense has not been there for Simon Fraser lately, but you got to keep the defense honest and try it every once in a while.
So many facets of this Klan offense working. I think Coach Ford's got to channel his inner Seattle Seahawks run offense over the offseason, because that would really complete this offense. Here's Richardson back to pass. Over the middle, has a man, it's Ryzen John. Minimal gain just past the original line of scrimmage.
Flag on the far side as well, how he came in from the side judge over there. Not sure who it's against. See it on the replay here again. John, just again, that similar crossing crossing play over the middle.
Offense number 61.
It's not going to matter. So that was hold on Gatlin, I believe.
Cole Maddock, I think they said 51, I thought they said.
No, I think it was 61.
61, apologies.
The right tackle.
The right tackle.
Gatlin, yeah. With the hold, so that'll take them back. Oh, that's killer there.
Tough break for the Klan there. 2nd and a mile here. Looks to be over 2nd and 20. Richardson up the middle, has a great spin move by Richardson. And a great job, Nick, to get to close to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Nelson with his best carry of the day for sure. Just a little quick draw play there before Simon Fraser caught the Jacks off guard, and now able to make this a little bit more third and manageable.
Klan did a good job in the opening quarter on 3rd down. Completed a couple of them on a nice drive that unfortunately didn't yield any points, but here we go at about 3rd and 13 or 3rd and 12, 3rd and a long 12. Miles back to pass. Ooh, has a man in Rising John who couldn't square up to the ball, and the coverage there provided by number 9, Arian Nash.
Yeah, just a bit of a fly route down out of the slot there, and John just unable to reach it. We'll see it here on the replay. As Richardson steps back, he looks to his left. Looks off the safety a bit, just a bit high for John, and he paid for that at the end.
So 4th down now and long. The Klan are ready to punt it away. Jawan Murphy, number 1, the lone man back to receive at about his 10-yard line. High end over end. Murphy will let it fall, and it's just going to die. Good job by the Klan. So Humboldt stayed at about its own 16 or 17-yard line. We'll see where they mark that.
Yeah, it hasn't been a super efficient game here from Humboldt State, but they do have the lead thanks to 3 missed field goals by Simon Fraser. But this offense, aside from that one big drive to start the game, Simon Fraser's done a pretty good job of holding them in their own end. So we'll see what Humboldt can do here. Now just over 4 minutes left in the second.
Brendan Davis remains in at quarterback. The handoff to Marzetta. And you mentioned a different look in this team. When you watched this team and saw their regular starting quarterback Joey Sweeney in there, they looked a little different, just a bit more dynamic.
Yeah, you saw Sweeney last week really doing a good job moving the ball against Sousa Pacific, but unfortunately nicked up here with an injury, and we haven't seen him in this game this afternoon. He did take warm-ups, but hasn't taken to the field here yet for an offensive snap. So unfortunate there for Humboldt in their last game, but maybe luckily for Simon Fraser.
Marzetta tries to turn it up inside on 2nd down. Not a whole lot there. The Klan again there to meet him. That defensive presence coming from the linebacker Griffin Barrett, number 33, with a tackle.
Yeah, we're going to say his name a lot. I think he had 17 tackles in the game last week against Western Oregon, so he's been everywhere, and that's a really good sign from a sophomore linebacking core. Him and Ward are 1-2 on the team in tackles, and trying to force the 3-and-out here for Humboldt.
They shut out to Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, the hometown. They go to the sidelines as a coverage there. Nice job there. I thought they were going to throw a flag for a second, but Gabe Lopez there.
Maybe got away with a bit of a hold there, but that pass really wasn't close to the wide receiver. So nice 3-and-out here for Simon Fraser.
Klan getting a chance upon chance here, and still the goose egg on the scoreboard. 3-0. What a low-scoring first half, Nick. 3:01 left. And Ethan Basalt
more resembles a hockey game out here. Anaheim Ducks versus the Vancouver Canucks.
Or maybe a Simon Fraser Klan men's soccer game. As the Klan gets set at the West region today. Basalt comes up and makes the catch. Oh, and the ball eluded him. Are they going to say that is a Humboldt ball? They indeed are. Basalt made a run at that ball, Nick, and really as he came down, it slid out of his grip.
And we've seen this before multiple times on special teams this year, Howie. Just some gaffes and giving the other team great field position. We saw it last week, giving the Wolves a first and goal inside our own 10-yard line. And now Humboldt's going to gain about 40 yards here of field position. And boy, that's a tough break there for Basalt.
The first real big one in terms of the miscues here in this game. You know the focus is there for Simon Fraser, wanting to snap that 33-game GNAC conference losing streak. And that dates back to the reign of Jacques Chapdelaine. South Dakota State, the Hard Rock Miners, when they were a GNAC member, the last Klan victory in league play. Marzetta stumbles over the midfield stripe. So that's a gain of about 2 yards.
I think we're going to have to get used to this sort of offense here, Howie. I think it's going to be a couple yards in a pile of dust here for...
well, the Humboldt program started in 1924. I think maybe they're channeling their inner 1924 Humboldt Lumberjacks.
That's a memoir to their...
Wow, it is a classically styled game. Here we go, back the forward pass. Picked off again by the Klan. They have it. They're over half midfield and down the sidelines they're going. Oh, it's going to be a touchdown for the Klan. What a great job, Shea Karstens, his second interception of the game.
And we talked about Karstens before, leading the team in interceptions. There is a flag here on the close side. We'll see what that's all about. Could be just a sideline violation, but boy, what a play by Karstens. That was Brendan Davis stepping up in the pocket, but really didn't seem like that pass was close to anybody, and Karstens takes over, takes it all the way to the house, and the defense says, well, if the offense can't score, we need to do it ourselves. So great play there by Karstens.
Interception return for a touchdown. This is the first warning for sideline warning on the SFU bench.
Yeah, and luckily for Simon Fraser, just a sideline warning, so not an actual yardage or won't take back the touchdown. The touchdown will stand for Simon Fraser. So boy,
that was a flag for too much passion.
a big momentum shift here for Simon Fraser, and a great play there by Karstens.
Shea Karstens, what a job he's done. His second interception of the half, team leader in picks as Metzelar steps in and delivers 7-3. Simon Fraser 2:02 to the half. What a huge burst of emotion here at Fox Field. We're outdoors, Nick, but it feels like somebody opened the door and some wind came through here.
Just a breath of fresh air there for Simon Fraser with the lead in a ball game. It's nice to see for sure, Howie. So defensively, Simon Fraser's looked great. Again, aside from that first field goal drive that Humboldt had, Simon Fraser's looked really good here defensively, and the pressure on Davis really forced not a great pass, and Karstens able to pick it off and take it back 55 yards for the touchdown.
Shea Karstens, we mentioned, out of O'Day High School in Seattle. And what a great sports school that is in the Metro League down in Seattle. And of course, Thomas Ford with his imprint all over that part of the Pacific Northwest, able to go in there and get some nice players.
And I think coming into the day, the leader in the GNAC had 4 interceptions, so Karstens will move ahead of that for now. We'll see the results of the rest of the day, but yeah, just a ball hawking safety there, defensive back there, Shea Karstens.
Well, the first one, as we mentioned, was a duck. I mean, he literally just sat and caught the ball. He made a move on that ball.
Yeah.
It was the second pick.
Great, just a great play by Karstens. Good awareness there to know where Davis is going with that ball. And then the awareness after the play for Simon Fraser not to take any big penalties on the return or anything like that, letting Karstens scamper down the right sideline there for a touchdown.
Coming off the heels of the turnover at midfield as well, they made the stop, got them. And a great tackling job again on special teams here by the Klan. As we get to under 2 minutes remaining in this opening half of play.
And now it's going to be up to Humboldt to answer. You know, we really haven't seen much offensively from them here in the second quarter. But, you know, obviously they're not going to be happy going into the half down 4 here. So I expect them to take a couple shots. But for Simon Fraser, with the pressure that they've had with their defensive line and the ability of Carson's to make a couple interceptions, they'll have to be careful here that they don't throw another interception.
Well, Simon Fraser has done a good job on keeping that running game under wraps. They've really gone to Marzetta, have these Lumberjacks. He's got the ball again met early. And Simon Fraser just not giving up big chunk yardage against the run.
SFU wants the ball back, so they called their timeout there. That's their first timeout of the half. While we do have a moment here for all the latest SFU athletics news, stats, videos, and more, visit athletics.sfu.ca. You can also stay connected with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SFU Klan. VarsityLetters.ca with Howard Samura is our most trusted source of high school and university sports news in BC. Visit the website today at VarsityLetters.ca for news, in-depth interviews, and much, much more. And Howie, again, you could speak to the huge weekend that it is in high school football with all the playoffs starting tonight, and then or this weekend, I should say, and then as well your basketball tournament coming up in a few weeks here. You know, one of your favorite times of the season, where you've got both the football and basketball starting up. Yeah, for sure, Nick. Thanks for the shout out at VarsityLetters.ca. You know what? I know what I'm doing for 5 straight Saturdays. The next 3, I'm at BC Place Stadium covering high school football as they wind down that month-long Subway Bowl, and then the Samura Basketball Invitational. Just a great weekend. Just a beautiful time of year, and a great partnership with the city to go to BC Place and have all those games back to back. Great opportunity to see you know, multiple teams from around the province coming in and playing under the big lights at BC Place. Like, for me, that's a huge memory that I had as a kid playing in Winnipeg, or playing at the old Winnipeg Stadium. And you know, going in there as a high school student, you're like, wow, I'm a pro. I mean, there's 200 people in the stands, but but it was still, it was your mom and dad. But it was really cool opportunity to play under the lights and come out of the locker rooms too, right? Exactly. I mean, that's a big thing for the guys. So it was. It's a really cool opportunity. I really love what the BC High School Association does here with the partnership with the city. So a really good opportunity to catch some good football next 3 weekends. Starting next Saturday, and you can get there from about 10 o'clock in the morning. I believe it'll be 5 straight games at BC Place Stadium next Saturday, and those are the quarterfinal round games. Of course, Subway is a month-long proposition for determining the BCAA and AAA football champions. And as we said off the top, we've got a Subway Bowl opening round game being played on Terry Fox Field at 5:30 today. The Terry Fox Ravens, who lost that nail-biter on the last play of the game to the Newsminster Hyaks. They're back again this year, ranked in the top 5 in their favorite against Carson Graham of North Vancouver. So that'll be a good one right after this. There's some Terry Fox players on this Simon Fraser team, including Brad Lyons. Great job there by the Klan defense. They're locking it down, man. And just defensive lineman able to get his hands up. I think that was 50 Brad Lyons that got that big club up there. We'll see it on the replay here. And that's actually number 10 in at quarterback. I think that was knocked away by Lyons. That's number 10, Colby Stevens, listed as a wide receiver, but perhaps their third option at quarterback. Well, he was taking the Wildcat snaps. We've seen him with a couple runs, but not actually throw the ball. But there we saw it, and knocked away though. So Simon Fraser, we'll see. Is that Basalt back there? Another opportunity to make up for his mistake last return. Oh, he got it back. I was just going to say, at least he's thinking ball security this time, and it came out again. Oh, man, I have a heart. Oh, my gosh. Heart in my lungs there, or whatever. There's heart in your throat. I don't know, whatever. Man, Basalt makes everything interesting back there, but able to get Simon Fraser the ball back with lots of time. So 1 minute, 26 seconds again. In NCAA football, the clock will stop after first downs are made. And just in case, Simon Fraser does have 1 timeout left. You can see that there on the bottom of the screen there under the SFU logos there. 1 timeout left for Simon Fraser. So Jason Nelson in the backfield. Richardson the quarterback. John Basalt O'Hay among the receivers out there. The tight end in there, I believe, is McKay. There's the lefty senior back to pass, steps up in the pocket, can't find a man, scrambling, and is going to get sacked. So Richardson looking downfield, couldn't find a receiver. Great job there by that Humboldt State secondary. just opportunity to maybe throw that ball away there for Richardson. It's a step up, and you don't see much. We see it here on the replay, and opportunity, tons of time. If you don't like what you see downfield, you don't want to take a sack and take a negative play here with just over a minute left here. But again, we did mention our men's soccer team this evening is in action against the Cal Poly Pomona Broncos in Seattle, Washington. If you want to catch that live, check that out at athletics.sfu.ca/msoclive. That's MSOCLIVE. That's the NCAA West Region second round, and that game kicks off at 7 p.m. down in Seattle, Washington.
Hey, how about a shout out to Gabriel Lynn, producer, engineer, everything.
That guy's everywhere.
He's down there, but he had this whole production set up before he left here for the football broadcast. So our thanks to Gabe and the whole crew.
And he's probably sitting there watching this stream and making fun of us, but that's okay. It's okay.
No, he is the best. Here we go. Sieber back in at quarterback for the Klan, goes to the sidelines, has a man in O'Hay. I'm not sure where they're going to mark Devin. He got up after he made the catch.
It was a catch, but it's going to be just short of first down yardage there. They're going to wind the clock. The clock should run there. Just over a minute to go here. 3rd and 1.
3rd and short, under a minute to go, as the freshman Sieber now staying in at quarterback. A wobbler is going to get caught by Ryzen John. That will be good for the first down. As you mentioned, Nick, the clock stops. Oh, no. I don't know if they're going to put some time back on the clock there. At 45 seconds, the clock should have stopped, should it not have?
Maybe that's a tweak of the rules in Div 2, but I thought in Division 1 the clock stopped after first downs were made. But regardless, Sieber with the spike there, so now 2nd and 10 for Simon Fraser. 36 seconds to go, and a prime opportunity to score here again before the half.
See how aggressive Sieber here. Motion man is Richardson. Sieber doesn't get locked on a man. He scrambles to the far sidelines. On the sidelines, gets the ball to Ryzen John, who gets out of bounds for the first down. Very efficient play there. Yeah,
that was Siebert channeling his inner Miles Richardson there. We'll see it on the replay here, but Siebert just feels a bit of the pressure coming from his left, and so he leaks out to the right side. That's obviously the good side for him to roll out to.
Right there.
Yeah, and a great throw to John, who just that drag route over the middle picks up 12 yards on a first down.
So 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line with 28 seconds left. Sieber delivers, has a man a gain, and John Ryzen wrestled to the ground.
The clock's going to move, so you're going to have to get up and run here.
Need some giddy up here as the clock now down to 15 seconds.
Looks like they'll line up to spike it.
Richardson immediately with 9 seconds left. They're going to say 8 seconds.
So you still have 2 plays left here. You can take a shot into the end zone. Of course, nothing in the field of play. You don't want to get tackled short of the goal line and have the clock run to 0 here. But gives them a shot here to take a chance in the end zone, put up some more points here, and then maybe attempt our 4th field goal of the afternoon. Hopefully it goes better than the last time. But no, they're going to score a touchdown.
Great faith being shown in the freshman here. Great for Sieber to get these kind of moments. As a pure freshman in at quarterback in the 9 seconds, and the senior Richardson lining up as an inside receiver. Scrambling, feeling the pressure, and throwing it away with 2 seconds left. Or they're going to say the clock's run out. Potential grounding.
There are zeros on the clock, but the refs are going to chat about this. It didn't seem like that was 8 seconds. It seemed like there should be a second left on the clock. And I think the ref is going to agree with this. Humboldt's trying to walk off the field here, but I think the refs are going to stop
it. 2 seconds they will put back on the clock there.
Yeah, and that'll give Metzelar a chance to line up for his 4th field goal attempt of the half. It's good that they're getting opportunities to kick field goals now. They just have to convert on it. So big opportunity here for Simon Fraser to put some points on the board before the half and have a touchdown lead heading into the second half.
That would be key, a touchdown lead, as Keith Metzelar awaits the snap. Basalt the holder. And that one is good. The Simon Fraser Klan, with zeros on the clock, take a 10-3 lead in the GNAC finale for both the Broncos and the Klan here at Terry Fox Field. I think a fitting score, given how many opportunities the Klan squandered. At least they've got a one touchdown.
And nice for Simon Fraser to get rewarded offensively. You know, you've had such great drives, and 3 of them have ended in missed field goals. But to put some offensive points on the board, again, the touchdown coming by way of the defense and the pick 6 by Shea Carsons. But yeah, a fitting score line here for Simon Fraser, up 10-3, just sort of a kind of an ugly game, but Simon Fraser up heading into the second half.
Well, here we've got a great video package at halftime. According to Gabe Lynn, we're going to throw it back to that and join you again before the start of the second half here. 10-3, Howard Simura, Nick Sersky, Terry Fox Field, GNAC Football, and back with the call of the second half in a moment.
Any day at SFU may feel like just another day. But any day here has enormous potential. The potential for something significant to happen. Like the day when you might find yourself engaging with the outside world. To create a lasting impact on many lives. Or the day when you might unearth something that inspires you to start a business. Or the day when you might become an instrument of change. Or discover where you belong. Or take advantage of an unconventional education. To become part of something huge. In fact, any day has the potential to have real impact. Because any day at SFU is not just any other day.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Simon Fraser University. At SFU Football, we have 4 teams: the offense, defense, special teams,
Can't forget about the turn-up team, baby.
and the turn-up team.
Basically, the turn-up team's responsibility is we keep the offense and defense, special teams just riled up and ready to go. We keep the energy going throughout the entire game. Even when bad things happen, we're there to just hype them up, and keep them going.
It was adopted about, would you say, about halfway through the season?
Yeah.
About halfway through the season, because the sideline was a little bit dry, we lacked energy, so he adopted the turn-up team, and me and Tank, we kind of, tried to be the front runners of it and take it by the reins and just, run with it and have fun with it.
Get this man a sandwich. Maybe some milk.
The turn-up team is just straight energy. That's really what the turn-up team is. It's just a bunch of just wild people going crazy.
Hit us that chair, let's go, boys!
We got a couple of chants. One of the biggest ones probably the money down. Third down when we're on defense. Just trying to get the sideline, the entire field as loud as we can.
Money down, hey! Money down, hey! Money down, hey! Money down, hey!
It was for sure a lot more important on the road because we had to definitely generate our own internal energy. We kind of had to rile each other up because there was no one else to do it.
I think the other team, that they having the band and the cheerleaders and stuff, they're like, okay, we have the energy and they don't, but then they see us, we just be jumping around on the sideline, they're like, oh geez,
4 quarters.
It don't matter, these guys are ready to play, they're ready to go. This is the bag. Coach Ford, during one of the meetings, was just like, you guys always talk about securing the bag. He takes out this box, pulls out the JanSport the red JanSport, like the emoji. Yeah, you already know. I just have it on my back, and then when someone gets a turnover, I just throw it to them, and they put it on their back, and they just walk around the sideline. Terry Fox Field.
Saturday, 1 o'clock. Come turn up. Come get lit with us.
Come do it.
Man, we're gonna be live. We're live.
Need the juice.
The juice will be there. The bag will be there. We will be there. It's gonna be live. Come out. Come out. Come out. Come check us out.
Come see a good ass game.
One more time. Yeah. Okay.
I'm warmer than a toaster in Arizona. Yeah. On in a 350 bake oven on a fireplace. Yeah. With AC turned all the way off. All the way off. That's hot.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
A lot of people think that because we score so much, we don't have anything to practice, but we actually train really hard every single day.
It can be pretty grueling, but we're getting better. Run up, open your hands, and close them. You gotta move your hands up and make this motion slower.
My celly is pretty simple. Basically what you do, you score and then you run up, you point at them.
Let's go!
Good stuff, good stuff. Jump in there. Good.
People wonder why we have so much success. It's partly because we spend hours in the film room.
Right leg, right arm, and then you start kicking, and then you use your arm and go bang. Shoot, shoot, shoot.
That's how it's done. Hey Connor, what are you doing after training?
I gotta go see J-Dog for some physio. My arm hurts from fist pumping too much.
You could credit hard work, determination, or natural talent. Jenna Lee Baxter just thanks her friends. When she joined the SFU women's soccer team over the summer of 2016, leaving Oregon State for the comforts of home, it was friendship that drove her back. Baxter had grown up with several members of the SFU team who convinced her that this is where she belonged.
The reason I came here was because they told me how awesome this program is and how awesome the coaches are and just how supportive they are, and I really wanted to be a part of an environment that's just so encouraging. When I first came back to SFU, I thought it was going to be a struggle. However, the team was so welcoming, and I knew most of the girls anyways, and it made it really easy for me to fit in.
It was a new friendship, however, that ended up having the most impact on the field. A midfielder with a penchant for passing, Baxter immediately found a partner in then freshman forward Emma Pringle.
The first time that I played with Emma, I thought she was an amazing player, and I was so excited that I had the opportunity to play with her. She's just so determined, like on the ball, and to just win, and that's something that I admire of her.
When Jenna first came to SFU, I thought she was very creative on the ball. She always looked to play me in the air, to my feet, and I just found like we had a really good connection right from the beginning. I feel like we're almost like twins on the team, like we know where each other are on the field. We always have like a plan going into each game of like certain things that we'll do.
This season, the Baxter-Pringle connection has been as strong as ever, and their chemistry has led to the team's second ever GNAC championship appearance. From top to bottom, the team's success has been the result of the players' close bond.
The thing that makes this team so special is just how close we are with each other. This group is so welcoming and so encouraging and supportive. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but here. I'm really excited to be given another opportunity to go to the GNAC tournament. We've worked so hard this year, and it's awesome that we get to experience that again.
Regardless of the outcome, the 2018 GNAC Player of the Year knows that her decision to follow friendship was the right one, and SFU will forever be her home.
What I remember most from my time at SFU is just the friendships that I've been able to make. These girls have made me into the person I am today, and I'm so thankful that I've been able to be a teammate of theirs.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Hi, my name is Lauren Friedman. I'm in my 5th year of biomedical engineering at SFU, and I play on the women's volleyball team. My first work term was at a company called Braceworks Custom Orthotics, and I did research and product development on a chest brace for pectus carinatum. And my second work term was at a company called Plantiga, where I did research on their insoles that collect data for professional athletes in the military. SFU Athletics and Co-op have helped facilitate my journey through university by helping me apply what I learned in my sport into the classroom, and also what I learned in the classroom into my sport, and then putting it all together in the real world really helped narrow my focus. I would recommend that SFU athletes participate in co-op because not a lot of people get to play the sport that they love and be in school, and not a lot of people get to explore different areas of work that they love and also play their sport. So putting all those three things together is really a unique opportunity that not a lot of people get.
Paul. Here. Devin.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing.
Large crowd filing into the Redwood Bowl tonight. It is sunny and beautiful. Mid-60s as the chain gang makes their way in as well.
Hold it! Believe it! And let's leave it on the field, baby. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! 1, 2, 3,
It is almost time for kickoff. Humboldt State Lumberjacks taking on Simon Fraser University. Near side, still on his feet to the far side and taken down. Richardson goes over the middle, has a receiver going for the end zone, and a great play made. And it's going to be a handoff to the running back over the right stop. Here's the kick. What a spectacular pitch and catch. It's going to be a pass. They're going to look for the end zone, and it's thrown to the corner. Catch is made. Shot, and it's batted down. Wow. To Phillips over the far side. He ducks on a run, Lumberjack, and he's in for a touchdown. Seconds. And making the stop.
Pass is completed for a Klan first down.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves. Our vision, our heart, our drive to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Any day at SFU may feel like just another day. But any day here has enormous potential. The potential for something significant to happen. Like the day when you might find yourself engaging with the outside world. To create a lasting impact on many lives. Or the day when you might unearth something that inspires you to start a business. Or the day when you might become an instrument of change. Or discover where you belong. Or take advantage of an unconventional education. To become part of something huge. In fact, any day has the potential to have real impact. Because any day at SFU is not just any other day.
Sirski ready to give you the play-by-play of the second half between the visiting Humboldt State Lumberjacks and the home Simon Fraser Klan. The Klan with a 10-3 lead And Simon Fraser, Nick, really held off the scoreboard for much of that first half of play. A nice surge, a great touchdown, and a field goal late for this 10-3 lead.
And the number that really jumps out to you here is Riser John, 9 catches for 109 yards. He's been the target for both Richardson and Siebert here this afternoon, and he's really shown why he is the second in the GNAC in touchdowns. Unfortunately, no touchdowns yet for him, but Simon Fraser's looked good offensively and defensively as well. Davis for Humboldt, only 3 for 12 with 2 interceptions. Really struggled to get anything going in the passing game, and just averaging 2.5 yards per carry as Marzetta. So Simon Fraser in good shape here, leading 10-7 at the half, and going to get the ball back here. So hopefully can put a drive together, put some more points on the board, and put the pressure on Humboldt.
Indeed, the Klan will receive Jaron Bailey, number 13, Devin O'Hay, number 17, the two lined up to return the opening kickoff of the second half of play. Again, 10-3 for Simon Fraser, trying to break that 33-game GNAC losing streak. Driving kick. And that is Jaron Bailey, number 13, the cornerback. Great moves by Bailey as he dances out near the 20.
A couple flags coming out at the end there as well. But surprised that Bailey took that one out, about 4 yards deep in his end zone, but took it out to the 25-yard line. Really didn't gain anything, but we'll see. That flag might come back to hurt Simon Fraser.
Well, Jaron Bailey, we mentioned among this group of experienced Klan players in the final game of the season. Certainly a lot to play for here in your final university football game.
Yeah, one of the 8 outgoing senior class here, but a nice gesture at halftime as well. How we wanted to touch on the Hardy Cup team that was the 2003 Hardy Cup team that was honored at halftime. Multiple players and coaches here 15 years ago. Can you believe that was 15 years ago?
And I saw that game, and I saw Chris Beaton, the head coach, very emotional after that win over the Alberta Golden Bears. If anyone's confused, Simon Fraser briefly played U Sports football. They played Canadian University football as Nelson takes the handoff. And that was a pivotal year for Simon Fraser football. 2003, they won the Canada West Conference and then won 2 playoff games to win the Hardy Cup, which means they were into the national international semifinals, yes. The UTEC Bowl, they played it and were absolutely demolished on a Saturday snowy morning in the Maritimes. A 10 o'clock Maritime start for a team from out west. That was a brutal one to have to overcome. Did the Klan just turn the football over? The Lumberjacks and the officials agree. A huge turnover right there, and Devin O'Hay is being called for the fumble there.
Yeah, just a nice slant route over the middle. O'Hay,
gosh, that's a tough one.
Wonder if he even did ever have possession. We'll see it on the replay here. Yeah, definitely did. Took a couple steps, and good job by the defender there to punch it out. And so we've seen the Simon Fraser defense put up a wall against this Humboldt State team here this afternoon. They'll have to do so again here if they want to prevent any more points from coming on the board.
Well, it looks like Humboldt State has switched it up with Sweeney at quarterback. And we talked about what a difference number 15 can make. It's a handoff to Marzetta. And he gets a good gain on first down, Nick, down to about the 12 or 13-yard line.
And Sweeney has been their incumbent starter here for...
He's limping. He's limping back to the huddle, and he just came into the game.
So definitely something's up with him, but offense has been much more efficient with him under center.
We'll see if the Klan can get some pressure on him defensively. He barely is moving in the pocket. Look at that. He is struggling, and he's going to get taken down. Brad Lyons, the first Klan player there.
And, I mean, I get what Humboldt's doing. You know, you have your quarterback that has been your star all season. But if you're Simon Fraser, just pin your ears back and blitz till the cows come home, and you're going to get after this guy because he does not look like he has much mobility. It looks like his right foot there taped up heavily. And really not mobile at all back
there. You got to get ready for the quick hitters here. He is going to try to get rid of that ball really quickly. I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback labor like that. He can't even step back in the pocket. Throws it, a completion, and they are in for the touchdown.
Well, maybe you don't need your right foot. Boy, that was
Was that Colby Stevens, the wide receiver, I believe, with the touchdown for Humboldt State?
A gutsy throw from Sweeney. He was dropping back. He was limping in his backdrop and throws the ball over the middle. Good toss and caught for the touchdown. That's going to tie this game up here, pending the extra point. But Sweeney comes in and gets it done.
So Morales now in for the extra point to knot this game at 10. Well, Nick Sersky, a whole different dynamic reintroduced into this football game just minutes into the second half. As Joey Sweeney, the junior out of Oakley, California, limps into the football game and gets his team on the board just like that after the costly turnover by the Klan deep in their own end. So 10-10 our score here in the early stages of the third quarter.
Yeah, and Sweeney, again, we talked about being the more efficient quarterback. He's just passed 1,000 yards on the season, 7 touchdowns now, and a completion percentage over 58%. So maybe we'll see a different look offense here, but you saw how belabored he was in his backdrop. So I think for Simon Fraser, really just try and play some press coverage, get some pressure, and you know he's not going to be able to move around a lot back there. So
well, Brett Favre's got nothing on that. I mean, that is crazy. We can see the bandage on his ankle from our broadcast location way up on the berm. That is amazing that he's even in the football game.
Total guts there by Sweeney. So I mean, I guess it's his last game this season as well, and he wants to go out on a high note, and maybe wasn't happy with how the offense was looking in the first quarter. He's like, Coach, I'm going in no matter what. So
there are so many dynamics at work in the finale for both teams, Nick. You're right about that. It's Jaron Bailey backpedaling. He'll return his second straight. This time trying to build up a head of seed. What great play on specials. Out of nowhere, number 82 is Daniel Core.
You really have to question the decision to come out of the end zone on a long kickoff. You know, Bailey was 4 yards deep, and now Simon Fraser going to be first and 10 at their own 11-yard line, really backed up in their own end. We'll see it here, and looks like Bailey tries to hesitate to maybe make the tackle or miss, but a great tackle there by 82. As you mentioned, Daniel Core, wow, with good special teams coverage.
Like a missile, Core came and made that open field tackle. And the freshman Justin Cyber now still in at quarterback. For the Klan, deep in their own end, Richardson was coming across to take the handoff. False start against the Klan here. Nick, this is a huge point of a football game. If the Simon Fraser Klan want to win this game, the next few snaps I think are going to be, they can't self-destruct here at this moment.
Exactly, and we saw it there in that first drive where O'Hay with the fumble over the middle. Can't shoot yourself in the foot this deep into your own end as well. So, and with that revamped offense with Sweeney in the backfield slinging, Simon Fraser's going to have to put up some points here if they want to keep in this game. I know it is 10-10, where they're, no question that they're still in it, but Simon Fraser's got a challenge ahead of them.
Fumble and a false start not helping their cause as Saber steps back, goes to the sidelines, and he will overthrow the intended receiver, Richardson.
Another flag here, Howie. I think it's going to be an illegal shift again against Simon Fraser. They're going to keep marching back.
Now, there's not much more real estate left for the Simon Fraser Klan here.
And you see that throw there by Siebert. He had Richardson, but it was just a little too far. And they will, in fact, decline the penalty, making it 2nd and 15 from Simon Fraser's own 6. Really backed up here.
Looks like Kircher in the backfield. Sieber barking out the signals here. Deep in his own end, the quick handoff to Kircher. And he is immediately met on 2nd down. So 3rd and long upcoming here for the Klan. And a tough one, Nick. You've got a freshman quarterback. You're in a tie game. And really the situation dictates that you be conservative and kick the ball for field position here.
Well, and how well the defense has played this afternoon here for Simon Fraser. You don't want to take any big chances that are going to net you any negative points here. But you also want to be able to push the ball downfield. We know Sieber does have a pretty good arm. We'll see what they decide to do here on 3rd down.
Big throw headed to O'Hay, and just not a lot of sync in this Klan offense. The man was open. There was a possibility there.
Yeah, he had him there, but O'Hay just didn't quite get his head around in time, and the throw by Sieber just a bit behind O'Hay there. So Metzelaar going to be punting from the back of his end zone, tip his heels on the end line.
You can see the body language in Devin O'Hay as he comes off the field, not happy. And you can't blame them there. That is a tough one for the Klan. They had a man, they had a play to get out of trouble. Instead, Metzelaar will punt out of the back of the end zone. Punt's going to take a Humboldt bounce, but they're going to get tremendous field position here.
It's only about a 15-yard punt there from Metzelaar. Took a bad bounce back. And yes, you're right, Howie. Humboldt's going to take over at the Simon Fraser 21-yard line.
Simon Fraser had one of these handed to them in the first half and weren't able to capitalize.
If we can get a shot of Sweeney coming on the field, like he's noticeably limping as he's coming on the field. That's all heart. That's all guts right there.
That is so gutsy. Look at that right ankle. You can just see it. The white tape on that ankle as Joey Sweeney fakes the handoff, fakes the throw, has a man crossing, and that ball is not held onto by the receiver, number 13, Leo Wagner.
And there again, we see that right foot of Sweeney there, heavily taped and not able to put much weight on it. He's noticeably limping, Howie. Boy, kudos to him for coming out here in this game.
Yeah, clearly to start the second half, the coaching staff knowing they need to change things up. They were too limited on offense. And so their starter is back, hobbling, but once again the table's set for Sweeney. Goes to the sidelines, incompletion. The ball there intended for Gary O'Leary, number 84.
Now for Simon Fraser, this is a pivotal down because this would be a long field goal for Humboldt to attempt. And you've got a very immobile quarterback back there. It's 3rd and 10. Pin your ears back, and I think you head after him because you know he's not going to be able to get away if you can get some pressure on him. Alternatively, for Humboldt, if Simon Fraser brings some pressure, get some quick passes away, break a tackle, it could be 6.
The 3rd down play, Sweeney gets the snap. He's going to put it up, has a man on the sidelines, and it was Wagner, the coverage there coming from Jaron Bailey.
Yeah, and good coverage there from Bailey, forced that throw to basically fall out of bounds. We see Sweeney with a nice deep toss, but really no chance to catch that. And Bailey, the senior, with a great coverage there on his final game here on Terry Fox Field.
And you know what? He went to high school at Burnby Mountain Secondary School. At the bottom of this hill, you can't get any closer to being a Simon Fraser player than to go to the school and come from the school at the bottom of the hill, and that's what Jaron Bailey's done over his career.
A 40-yard field goal attempt here.
And that is good. And a great job there again by Jose Morales to kick the long field goal.
He's now 8 for 14 on the year, but that's a big one here, giving Humboldt a lead. And boy, for Simon Fraser, that's a tough turn of events here. Just 3.5 minutes into the third quarter, pardon me, Humboldt's put up 10 points and taken the lead away from you on your home field here in the final game on senior night. So really going to look for Simon Fraser's going to have to do something, obviously, offensively to get the chains moving here in this third quarter, because we know that Humboldt has not looked great offensively, but when you're given such short fields, it's easy to put up points.
Well, Simon Fraser, you talked about having patience in the run game, and I thought with Nelson, they were starting to get to that point in the first half. That one run, he had a great spin move and a long run. If the Klan could ever establish that running game on first down, I think it would just completely change the look of their offense. We'll see what happens here. Back to receive. Looks like it's Bailey and O'Hay again. This time it'll once again go to, oh, it's not Bailey this time. It is actually Kircher, Casey Kircher, number 30, who is going to field it.
And again, the fair catch inside on the kickoff brings the ball out to, I believe, the 20 or the 25. And Simon Fraser with their best field position of the third quarter just by not bringing it out of the end zone.
Do you think the coaching staff might have said something there?
They probably had a few words for Jaron there. But
well, Bailey's first return was actually not bad. He was on the verge of breaking it as he came towards the near sideline, but I know exactly what you're talking about, Nick. Pick the sure thing here.
Here we see Richardson again lined up in the slot, so it will be Siebert under center.
Yeah, Justin Sieber in there at quarterback. Sieber over the middle as a man. It was looking for Ryzen John. Lucky not to get picked off there. And the great defensive coverage there from the defensive back Ryan Shell, number 17.
Yeah, great read there by Shell. Saw that pass coming. And we'll see it there on the replay. He comes down and could have almost got an interception, but knocked it away from Awunzi. Great play by Shell.
Oh, check that, Awunzi. I'm sorry there. It was not Ryzen John. It was Kester Awunzi. Apologies there. Second down. Ooh, and they're going to throw a flag there. 29 all over.
Boy, that was, yeah. I
all
thought,
over Richardson.
Thought that could have been called.
Patrick
Richardson
Marzette
pleading his case there to the official, but no chance. See, I don't know if we'll be able to see it here, but it did look like the defensive back 29, Marzette, did hit Richardson early, but now 3rd and 10 here for Simon Fraser and a huge down.
Big down. You're right about that, Nick. 3rd and 10 here if the Klan want to keep this drive going against a Humboldt team that keeps picking up momentum here in the second half. Sieber to the sideline, has a man, can't squeeze it. And some words being exchanged on the sidelines. Ryzen John, a flag gets thrown. As Ryzen John was walking away from the pack, the flags come up. I got a feeling that one's going to go against Humboldt State, but we'll see.
Boy, that could be big, Howie. That would give Simon Fraser a first down on a dead ball situation there. It looked like John was walking away, so it didn't look like he said anything. But
unless he said something as he was walking away, we'll see.
No, they are going to march it up, so that's a killer penalty for Humboldt. And you get that it's been a frustrating season for Humboldt. They haven't had the success on the field that they probably wanted, but boy, that's just a killer penalty. A free first down for Simon Fraser when you're going to get the ball back, as the Lumberjacks would have got the ball. But big break there for Simon Fraser. Another opportunity to keep this drive moving.
Arian Nash getting called for that penalty. Keeps the drive alive for Simon Fraser. Richardson with a reception, and he toes the sideline as he crosses midfield for the first down. Simon Fraser Klan first down.
Yeah, and just a simple out route there from Miles. We'll see it on the replay here. Siebert drops back, quick throw, and Richardson able to break a tackle there, pick up a first down. Nice catch there, athletic play by Richardson.
Siebert the handoff. Nelson trying to avoid the tacklers, dancing a bit, but is going to lose his footing with no gain on the play. Boy, the Klan struggling to get some positive traction in the run game.
And some good penetration there by 57. That looked like Kolopeoa for the Humboldt State Jacks, and really nowhere to go there, and 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. Simon Fraser. Penalty-aided drive helping the Klan here. Sieber has a man, and I believe that's Ryzen John making the catch. Indeed, the big man with the reception.
And that's a gutsy catch there by Simon Fraser, right over the middle. Connor Cox, the linebacker for Humboldt, really lays a lick on him, but another first down, another catch here by John.
So the sticks move, flags fly, but it's a great point about Ryzen John. He makes tough catches. A lot of times you're going to see the big willowy receivers wanting to play more of a finesse game on the sidelines. Nick, this guy right over the middle.
He's gutsy. He's going to catch it over the middle and continue to make big plays with this offense. You see it here. I think that's his 10th catch on the day, and now well over 100 yards, over 120 yards.
9 catches in that first half. You're right about that. What a great day by Ryzen John. So that's a Simon Fraser penalty. It's going to be, it'll stay first and down, a 5-yard penalty, 1st and 15.
Yeah, John, 10 catches for 125 yards. and really done it all. Possession receiver over the middle, but also some big plays down the sideline.
McCabe doing a great job blocking back there, but it's going to all go for naught here as Cyber can't find a man downfield, and the tackle being made there by Moses Finau, number 8.
And that's a play where he's going to learn he's got to throw that ball away because Siebert had time. There was nothing down the field. Just chuck that out of bounds. Save yourself the 7 yards that you lost on that play. Now you're 2nd and 22 here, 21 yards. And this is going to be a tough conversion here for Simon Fraser. But chip away, try and get 10 here and 10 on 3rd down. Make this a bit more manageable.
See if they can do that. Basalt in motion. Sieber steps up in the pocket, delivers down, has a man, Ryson John over the middle, and a huge catch by number 19.
And
Ryson John, so elusive.
And Aaron Nash, with the coverage there, he's 6 feet tall. And that's a tall for a defensive back.
He was dwarfed.
And he was dwarfed on the play there. And that's just a great hands catch by John. Extends his hands, pulls it into his chest to make the catch and pick up the 1st down. What a catch there by John.
If you're a Klan fan, you love that kid. What a player. This time they fake. They go to John again, and off his fingertips. Almost able to make the catch there. The coverage again. Nash was there. And they are testing Arian Nash.
They matched up a lot today, and it seems like John has had his number, but Nash does well on that play to knock that ball away, really punch through the receiver's back and knock it away.
2nd and 10. Ryson John, the man of the moment here for the Simon Fraser Klan. It's a handoff this time, and a great job as the Klan will rumble down to the goal line. A nice tough run from Jason Nelson. He takes on tacklers and drags them down to the goal line.
You see him, he's not afraid of contact, Howie. He puts his head down after about a 7-yard gain and runs and gets another 4. Picks up a 1st down inside the 5. Simon Fraser's been here before in the first half, wasn't able to convert. Hopefully they can do so here.
Big one, 1st and goal at the 4, the handoff again, and this time down to the goal line, just can't get there, still pushing for extra inches, Jason Nelson.
And there we see Nelson with the long flowing locks. He's a punishing runner, the kind of guy you want down here at the goal line. But Simon Fraser kind of with that shotgun run, pistol run formation. Looks like they're going to set up that way again. We'll see if they decide to go to Nelson once again.
2nd and goal at the 2, Nelson in the backfield. Indeed again, Nelson plants a foot, cuts in for the touchdown! Jason Nelson for Simon Fraser, and that's a Klan touchdown.
Nice play by Nelson there, good cut up. You saw that gap on his left side and really able to punch it up the middle. And Simon Fraser with some success here running the ball here. Nelson with his 1st touchdown in a while on the ground, and Simon Fraser takes the lead.
Jason Nelson in the first half, 8 carries for 24 yards, a 3-yard average per carry. But when it counts, he's there at the goal line to score the big touchdown. Oh, and Metzler off the post.
That's a dead ball. He picked it up, tried to score with it, but no, that's a dead ball off the post. And that's an unfortunate one for Simon Fraser as well, because now it keeps it a 3-point game here. And Humboldt State could tie it with a field goal, but huge drive there from Simon Fraser, able to march the ball all the way down the field. Took that ball, that's about a 6-minute drive that Simon Fraser just churned out yardage all the way down the field. Had that unsportsmanlike conduct that gave Simon Fraser a 1st down when it should have been 4th. And from there, Simon Fraser able to chip away. Some nice catches by Ryson John over the middle, a couple long conversions, and Simon Fraser takes the lead.
Well, you can only hope that point doesn't come back to haunt them, Nick. You don't see too many kicks going off of the post on a point after. Just doesn't happen very often, but square off the iron. And tough luck there for the Simon Fraser Klan. 16-13 the lead, though. They've gone back in front. And what a terrific football game. And we got to thank this Humboldt band for bringing their energy today. They are adding a great part of the environment here at Terry Fox Field.
From Metzelaar, that's his 4th kick missed today.
Wow.
3 missed field goals and a missed extra point.
That's 10 points.
Hopefully he can shake it off, and if needed, can make one later this game.
Return now by Herrera, number 4. And he gets driven out of bounds right in front of the Humboldt bench area. But a nice return.
And sets Humboldt State up with good field position there. And again, we'll probably see Sweeney hobble out of the huddle there. Yes, we do. And he's been efficient on offense so far. 10 points with him at quarterback, but some short field. So
you played the game, Nick. I've watched it all my life. I've never seen a guy march into the huddle for his first snap of the game limping. A handoff there, nice safe play to start this drive, and they get positive yardage with Marzetta, I believe.
And they've had, again, we mentioned positive field position for Humboldt. They've taken both their drives over in Simon Fraser territory in this second half. Now they'll have to put together a bit more of a drive here as they start in their own end.
Second down, man on the sidelines. Great catch made by number 84, and that's Gary O'Leary. I believe he's a senior receiver out of Fontana, California.
And Verdugo was there, pretty good coverage, but a nice throw by Sweeney. Able to pull that in and keep his feet in bounds and convert a nice long throw.
Wow, that's a big gain. Where are they down at about this? The yardage markers, Nick, are so hard to see on this field in the bright sun. I believe that's at about the 30, no, what is it? Regardless, Humboldt State, nice gain again, and they keep it on the ground.
Well, you're just a classic Vancouverite, Howie. Complaining when it's sunny, complaining when it's raining. Like, can't make you happy,
I guess you
man.
Winnipeggers pick up on that stuff quite easily. Yeah, I'm a spoiled one. No, we're being bathed in sunlight here. It feels like an August afternoon.
Just a beautiful day here on Terry Fox Field.
It certainly is, and what a great day for GNAC football. Marzetta on a bit of a delayed handoff. Did he get the first down? Let's see where they spot this football. But a big connection from Sweeney to Gary O'Leary gets the Lumberjacks down the field.
Big stop here for Simon Fraser, 3rd and 2. Looks like Marzetta is in there at the tailback position.
O'Leary awaiting the snap on 3rd and 2. The handoff to Marzetta. And he pushes his way forward.
It's going to be 4th down. He's calling him short. Boy, a big decision here from Humboldt. You'd assume they'd go for it. But no, that's their field goal kicker marching in. Bit of a surprise there, Howie. To not go for it here, but I guess they trust the leg of Jose Morales, 8 for 14 on the season.
Yeah, those are shaky numbers.
With a long of 47, though, so within his range, but again, has been hit and miss this season.
Morales puts it up, and it is good. So the game knotted at 16 with 4:54 left in this 3rd quarter of play. What a game we've got in our hands here from Terry Fox Field.
It's a barn burner. This is exactly what we expected, Howie. You know, two teams that maybe their seasons haven't gone as well as possible or as well as they wanted, but Simon Fraser able to put some points up on the board here in the 3rd quarter, but Humboldt State answers right back. So we've got a tie ball game in the middle of the 3rd.
October the 6th was the last meeting between these two. As we said, the only win of the Humboldt State season before 5,761 fans. 23-16 the victory for Humboldt State in that game. So a 1-touchdown victory. And
correct. That was that close game where Simon Fraser had 4 cracks within the Humboldt 10 as time basically expired down there. So kind of what we expected, a carbon copy of that game, but close here with just under 5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. But Simon Fraser with a chance to answer here with this drive.
Looks like O'Hay and Kircher back to return. A driving kick, and they're going to let that one go right through the back of the end zone.
So Simon Fraser put together a nice long touchdown drive, their last play, or their last drive, and again, scored by Nelson with that 2-yard run. But it was a lot of Justin Siebert, the freshman quarterback, making some good throws, a couple long conversions on the 2nd and 22. There was that long catch to John. So Simon Fraser looking to carbon copy that drive here this afternoon as they take over at their own 25.
The freshman remains in at quarterback. Justin Siebert has a man. It's Devin O'Hay with a catch at midfield. He shakes the tackler. He heads for the sideline. Still on his feet. What a great catch and run by Devin O'Hay.
And we've seen that sort of motion there from Richardson in the past. And O'Hay able to pull that one in. It was really, Siebert had his choice. The safety had to take a pick. And we'll see, again, Richardson in motion there. Siebert looks to his right. He sees what he likes. Really only one Humboldt State player in the vicinity. O'Hay with a huge play.
All the way down to the 21-yard line of the Jacks. And Kircher now with the handoff and immediately wrestled to the ground. Great job there defensively by Arion Nash. So Nash making the tackle there. And that's going to be for a loss of about 2 or 3 yards, I think. So 2nd and 13 at the 25-yard line for the Klan. Quick throw. They're having trouble getting their chemistry down.
Yeah, just a bit of a miscommunication there. I think O'Hay thought Siebert was going to go deep with it. Siebert thought O'Hay was going to run a short sort of stop route there. And now a 3rd and long here.
Kester Awunze checking into the game along with Basalt, number 14, on the far side of the field. Trips to the high side of the field for Simon Fraser. Kircher in the backfield along with the freshman quarterback, Justin Siebert. Oh, off the fingertips on a crossing pattern there to the normal quarterback, Miles Richardson.
You assume they're probably going to go for it here given their struggles with the field goal unit this afternoon. It's going to be a long conversion, but no chance punt or no point punting here. So deep in Humboldt territory. To see what Simon Fraser can dial up here on 4th down.
You called it, Nick. They're going to keep their offense on the field. Their biggest snap of the game here on 4th and 14. Completion to the sideline, and that is a catch. And that is Awunze.
Just 2 yards short, though.
Oh, he is shy. I thought maybe he was there.
Boy, just a mental mistake from the wide receiver there. You really want to make sure you get to the sticks and maybe even past the sticks so that when you come back to that ball, that you're still past the yardage needed to be gained. But unfortunately, it comes up about 1.5 yards short, and another turnover on downs for Simon Fraser.
Well, no one's letting anybody off the hook in terms of the heartbeats in this game right now. We're pumping here. This is a terrific football game. Both teams continuing to make their mistakes, recover, and come right back with their best shot. Humboldt State with Sweeney once again back in at quarterback. Short little completion there for a minimal gain. And that's Colby Stevens, the wide receiver, making the catch.
Yeah, just good way to rally up to the ball there by Griffin Barrett. We mentioned his name multiple times this afternoon. He was there, dragged that ball carrier down after about 2 yards.
So 2nd and about 7 for Humboldt State. Marzetta takes the handoff, breaks it outside. A great job there from Marzetta.
That's probably the first time we've seen Simon Fraser lose contain on a draw inside, and really the left end, pardon me, got just kicked inside, and Marzetta able to bounce it out to his right. Lots of yardage to pick up that first down.
So he breaks to the far sidelines, gets to the sticks, and another first down here for Humboldt State is Sweeney on first down. Once again, this time to the far sideline again, has a man. He's going to be wrestled out of bounds. And I believe that is number 84, Gary O'Leary, who made the big catch on that touchdown drive earlier in this quarter.
And again, we mentioned just how gutsy this performance is by Sweeney. Really just a statue back there, but able to sling it around the field and not taking a ton of shots deep, but has had really great placement on his throws and picking up positive yardage.
You're right about that. He's got a presence and he's got an arm and a lot of savvy, but Marzetta with the handoff, he's dancing through tacklers and more than enough for the first down over the 40-yard line. So Humboldt State, from the Klan's perspective, getting into a bit of a danger area. They're getting into a rhythm, and they're mixing things up, and they are showing the best of themselves here in the.
And you can just see the difference that Sweeney makes when he's out there. You know, the threat of the pass is way greater when he's in there, and Marzetta now gets a couple more holes opened up in the middle.
This time tucks it into the belly of Marzetta. Great job there by the Klan. I think getting in there first was number 41.
That's Shane Ward there.
That's Shane Ward. I was told that by Steve Frost before the game started. And I said I would remember that, but I'm glad you did. Thank you very much, Nick.
Another one of those sophomore linebackers with Griffin Barrett leading the team. Both of those guys, first 1 and 2 on the team in tackles. But, nice play there by Ward.
Limit the yardage, 2nd and 10. Great job there by the Klan defense. Sweeney looks to his right, the far side of the field, is going to throw it into his own bench.
Boy, he came out of that throw hobbling. Just a gutsy performance by him, and he's hunched over in a bit of pain there as well. But
that's incredible. I mean, just pivoting was painful to watch there.
The heart that he's showing out there is a great thing to see.
Final game in program history. Certainly in the 90-year folklore of this Humboldt State program, the senior quarterback or the junior quarterback's guts will certainly be mentioned. That one off the mark. They were looking for the receiver, number 14, Alex Larson.
And that was Kyle Wilson getting into the backfield and laid a licking on Sweeney and probably forced that throw a little bit quicker than Sweeney would have liked. And brings up 4th down. So Simon Fraser, gives up a couple first downs, but able to button up this Jacks offense. And now Basalt with another opportunity. He's had some interesting plays here, punt returns in this. He's fumbled 2 of them, and hopefully looking for a better result here.
Well, the Mount Boucherie product out of West Kelowna. He's going to fair catch it.
There you go. Nice safe catch.
Sometimes the safe option, the better option. If you're just joining us, the Humboldt State Lumberjacks started backup quarterback Brendan Davis, a senior out of Newman, California, and he played the entire first half. But boy, that offense, it struggled. They didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah. And Davis went 3 for 12 in the first half with 2 interceptions, both by SFU's Shea Carsons, 1 return for the touchdown. And this offense just looks different with Sweeney in a good way. Looks much better with Sweeney under quarterback, even though he can't move around probably to his likelihood. It's going to be a good finish here for Simon Fraser. They've got the ball, 44 seconds left here in the third, and an opportunity to score.
Jason Nelson taking the handoff from Justin Sieber and going up the middle. Short gain there for Nelson, the native of Tracy, California. Steps in to block.
Oh boy.
But from behind, the freshman is going to get rocked, and number 42 getting into the backfield there and hitting him from the blind side was Jim Carter, the linebacker, a 6'2 junior out of Sacramento.
See it on the screen here, and just Nice way to chop that arm, but Siebert luckily gets rid of that before it gets a fumble gets caused. But good presence there by Siebert to get rid of that just in time, or else that could have been a huge turning point in this game.
They prevent the loss. 3rd down, 3rd and long again. Simon Fraser not afraid of 3rd and long today. It's been a part of their DNA in this game not to be, and they've converted a number of them. We'll see what happens here deep in their own end, though, on 3rd and long. Basalt in motion. Siebert looks to the sideline, had a man there, but that one went awry. I'm not too sure where the play broke down, but the coverage provided by number 9 Arian Nash, and we've called his name through the whole game. Nash having a great game.
Yeah, and just looked like the routes were a little off on that. I think they were looking for John to come back over the middle, but I think he got stuck with the DB and just not able to create much of an opening, and Siebert sort of threw it in vain. And incomplete, a 3-and-out here for Simon Fraser.
So Colby Stevens will await the punt at about his own 48-yard line. 3 seconds left. This will be the final play of the quarter. Metzelars gets it off. Takes a bounce. A nice Klan bounce. And that one giving the Klan a bit of breathing room. That'll do it for the 3rd quarter of play. 16-16. And it was fun to watch that 2003 Canada West champion Hardy Cup Simon Fraser team being honored. And that is 15 years ago. That is hard to believe. It's been that long. But really, really fun to see the Klan going back in their football roots to a time when they actually played Canadian football. And for those who have heard about Simon Fraser being the only NCAA school from outside the United States, that has been the case since the 60s when they played in the NAIA. But there was a time when a number of schools in the Pacific Northwest made the move to different affiliations, and Simon Fraser's league dried up in the NAIA, and they elected to play in the Canadian League with their crosstown rivals, the UBC Thunderbirds, and the rest of the teams around the Canada West Conference. And 2003, one of their early years in that conference under Chris Beaton, the head coach who was introduced as part of that group, they won the Canada West. And as Nick and I talked about, advanced to the Canadian National semifinal game, the UTEC Bowl, where they played the St. Mary's Huskies. I don't know if you know who coached the Huskies that year, but it was Blake Nill, who is now the UBC Thunderbirds crosstown rival head coach. So 15 years passed very quickly as we start the 4th quarter.
And multiple members again from that team: defensive back Ryan Kirkham, linebacker Bubba Montebello, defensive back Matthew Tuason, fullback John McCarthy, receiver Darcy Grant, and Ken McLean, and defensive lineman Ross McLaren, as well as a number of coaches from that team. So really great to see SFU honor their tradition here up on Senior Day here, the last game of the 2018 season. So nice to see that bit of history.
You betcha, Nick. And you know, I could talk about this all day. And the quarterback of that 2003 team was J.R. Davies, the grandson of Lauren Davies. And, of course, this is the Davie Athletic Center here. So you can't get any more tradition-laden than the grandson of the founder of the program quarterbacking that team to the Canada West title. Wow, inspired running there by the Jacks. I believe that was Jonathan Branch, number 30. We haven't seen too much of him. He's a freshman. Some power running there from number 30.
Yeah, just a bit of a change offensively, but after 3 quarters, pretty even game. Simon Fraser definitely leading in first down. They've got 17 to Humboldt's 9. That's what's going to happen when you've got such short fields. Simon Fraser with 315 yards of offense, but again, those short fields have been the bane of the SFU existence here in this 3rd quarter.
Ooh, and he takes a hit, does Sweeney, but he gets it to his man, who breaks the tackle and goes down the sidelines. A huge gainer, but he's going to trip, lose his balance, and you can see the frustration there because Ryan McCombs knows he had a straight path to the end zone.
Well, yeah, just tripped over the 25-yard line there, 20-yard line. Poor guy, maybe not used to running in space that often, but nice throw and completion there. Simon Fraser brought some heat. And what happens with one-on-one coverage, and yeah, we see Sweeney just hobbling down the field trying to get into the huddle. But when you've got one-on-one coverage, you bring a blitz, you leave your defensive back exposed, and when he breaks a tackle, there's nothing but green grass.
Well, he's looking a little like Aaron Rodgers on some of those days when the Green Bay quarterback is unable to go. yet hangs in there. Ooh, is that a loose ball? The Klan say they have it. The carry was by number 30, Jonathan Branch. We'll have to wait and see. But Simon Fraser insisting they have the football.
Haven't said anything yet. They've stopped the
No,
clock,
they said Simon Fraser football. Look at that. Look at that. How about that for the Simon Fraser Klan?
Football is such a funny sport, Howie. 2 plays ago, there's a receiver running wide open down the side. He trips on the 25-yard line, and 2 plays later, there's a fumble, and Simon Fraser recovers. Should be 23-16 for Humboldt, but the fumble there flips the script of this game, and boy, this is a seesaw battle.
Wow, I wish I knew who got that recovery. It was just a pile of humanity. As a receiver in this football game.
Well, they've really focused getting the ball to Ryzen John here. We see him on the near side, matched up against Camarena. See if they try to get him over the middle, as they have multiple times this afternoon. 10 catches for John.
He's drawing a crowd as Ryzen John. Nelson in motion in the backfield. Sieber, this time to Richardson. Miles with the football, upended, but enough for the first down, and the Klan senior quarterback turned receiver moves the sticks for Simon Fraser.
Yeah, now Richardson's second catch of the day, picks up a big first down, gets those sticks moving. John has 11 catches for 150 yards here this afternoon to follow up his 155-yard performance, which was 4th all-time in GNAC history a couple weeks back. So we'll see. He's approaching the record books.
Terrific job by Ryzen John. Another catch by Richardson, this one for a short gain. Little curl there, and he comes back to it.
Flag there. I think Humboldt lined up offside, so we'll see. I think Simon Fraser will elect to take the penalty.
Connor Cox, the linebacker, the senior out of Arcata, California. The hometown boy getting called for the foul there. That certainly helps the Klan cause. 1st and 5 now for Simon Fraser. John to the far side, or to the near side rather. Richardson in the slot. They go to the other side of the field, and Kester Awunze unable to square up to the football area. Nash again with the coverage on the far side of the field. Second and 5. Metters in motion. Oh, through the hands of Richardson. And coming with the coverage was number 29, Patrick Marzette. So 3rd and short here. The Klan stalling a bit. They got a 1st and 5. Their own 31, but unable to gain any kind of offensive traction here.
And a big opportunity here for Simon Fraser. Really want to keep this drive going, of course. We'll see if they look to their favorite receiver this afternoon, who has been John.
Ryzen crossing the field to go to the far side, though, and they have the big man McCabe, the tight end, making a nice catch on the far sideline.
Yeah, nice route there. Just went outside. Just a quick out route by the tight end there. Heads out of bounds right at the sticks, picks up a first down.
Yeah, great job by Spencer McCabe. Has really come on at that tight end spot, the sophomore. Should mention a lot of the players we're mentioning obviously recruited during the era of the former head coach Kelly Bates, who brought in a number of great players here, and Thomas Ford is kind of move forward with that group. He brought in his own touch as well, and it's a nice blend here for the Klan. Certainly see the encouraging performances on the field that we have today, Nick. You want the season to just keep on going.
Too bad football has to end here, eh, Howie?
But that's what makes the first day so great. It's what makes spring ball great. It's what makes fall camp so exciting. It's what makes seeing that first 2 deep of the year. I love everything about it. It's just so fun to bring you our coverage of Klan football. I hope you've enjoyed it throughout the season. Of course, Nick's been here for the long haul. He's done every home game. 11:34 remaining.
John, of course, with that big game against Central Washington, 234 yards, which was 4th all-time in GNAC. Now he's got 150. He'll need a couple more to catch his career-high game, but maybe he can do it here in the 4th.
Well, he's made his mark here with a year remaining at Simon Fraser. There's McCabe. Wants to get his balance back. Wishes he could, but a positive gain there on first down for Spencer McCabe.
Just a nice little bit of a flat route there from McCabe. Picks up 4 yards.
Of course, McCabe and Shea Karstens, both grads of O'Day High School, right in the metro area of Seattle. Great football program there. Draw play to Richardson, battling hard up the middle. Did he get to the original line of scrimmage? I'm not too sure. It's gonna.
Nelson maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, but again, another 3rd down here. But Simon Fraser hasn't been afraid of 3rd down here today.
Yeah, they've had their share of conversions there. 3rd and about 6 at about the 42-yard line. Big snap here for the Klan.
Wow, nice catch.
Catch there by John. He gets by the sticks. He's got the first down. And we're seeing the maturation process of Rising John. What a game he's had today.
That's his 13th catch on the day.
Wow. Just remark, you look at the body of work, Nick, and you know this kid is going to be a pro. He's got so much more of a ceiling to reach for. That height just outstanding. Justin Sieber, is going to get caught from behind again. I feel like I'm watching the recent game between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings, where the Vikings set that, I think they set a single game franchise
team record, yeah.
Of course, I'm a Lions fan talking to a Vikings fan up here in the press box.
I don't know how we get along.
I don't know how I even watched that game, but yeah. It was nice that you reminded me by email after the game that was a franchise record.
I just thought it should be brought up, you know?
I still like to call it the NFC Central, not the NFC North. You know?
Hey, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won a division title since your Lions have.
That's right. Anyway. And a nice catch at the sticks, and a great job there by Devin O'Hay, the freshman. Check that. No, he got the original line of scrimmage.
Third and more manageable, though, but we see that nice catch there by O'Hay. He's been a nice complimentary piece today. He hasn't made a ton of big plays, but he's been there when he's been called on.
And O'Hay was big early. Metters is the guy we have not heard a lot about, number 15 today, who's normally in the conversation throughout the game. Deep ball being thrown here. Oh, what a catch! What a catch! Can you believe that? He was completely out of position. Ethan Bassell rips it out of the sky. Simon Fraser, first down, knocking on the door.
Bassalt's listed at 5'10", and I think that's probably pretty generous. And you have Jawan Murphy in coverage.
Of the Jacks, Jim Carter gets in there to bat that pass away.
Yeah, we've seen Basalt on the punt returns this afternoon, and not making a ton of catches, but he's a complementary piece of this offense, and there he comes up big when his number's called.
Eligible downfield on the offense, number 61. 5-yard penalty, previous spot. First down. Correction, second down.
The man can't squeeze it. Oh, that was there for the taking. And that was Miles Richardson.
And Richardson was there. He had him in the corner, and it just looked like it slipped out of his hands. Pretty good throw there by Siebert. I'm sure we'll get a look at it on the replay. But Richardson with just a nice post route, or corner route to the pylon there, unable to bring it in.
Oh, I'm encouraged by Siebert. When he gets chased out of the pocket, he's able to maintain some poise and make the right throws. That ball's not sailing on receivers today, and he is doing a good job. He's quarterback virtually the entire game. Ooh, this time looking for Ryzen John. And again, area Nash, what a rivalry that is. So what will the Klan do here? Metzelaar's in
Looks like Metzelaar's out there.
And what will this...
1 for 4 on the afternoon. Hopefully,
so that's about a 38-yard field goal. Is that?
That would be the long. That would be the long of his career.
Just trying to see the markers here. Yeah, they're spotting the ball at about. They're going to snap to about the 28. So, well, the lack of success in the field goal game hurting the Klan. I believe that's now 4 missed field goals in this game. And a missed extra point. That's 13 points.
Well, you just feel kind of bad for the kid, obviously. Here he's had the opportunity, but Simon Fraser still going to defensively. Offensively, Humboldt has not looked great. Simon Fraser able to really drill the screws down to this Humboldt Jacks team. So. Humboldt with a turnover in Simon Fraser red zone on their last drive. And now Simon Fraser is going to want to hold them here and get the ball back just under 8 minutes left.
Sweeney limping out, can't even backpedal, and it affects the throw. You saw how easy a throw that one was to Marzetta, but when he has to backpedal, he can't steady himself, and just about an 8-yard pass becomes a total adventure.
Well, when you want to set up a screen pass there, typically Sweeney's going to try and take a couple more steps back to draw that pass rush to him, but SFU wasn't fooled. They flipped the ball forward, but probably better that it was incomplete. I think the receiver would have been tackled for a loss.
So keep it at 2nd and 10 from the 21. Down to 7:48 remaining in a tie football game here on Terry Fox Field. Marzetta takes the handoff. Great run up the middle from Marzetta. He finds a lane and just explodes through it, does number 23. It looks like the gain is going to be about 6.5, 7 yards. So Marzetta getting a nice run in there, making about 3rd and 4.
Huge play here for Simon Fraser.
Sweeney not wasting any time, quickly to the sidelines. And the completion there to number 14, Alex Larson.
Yeah, nice quick pass. You can see Sweeney's poise here as he drops back. Really doesn't really drop back, kind of just pivots his feet into good throwing position and has a quick throw for a first down. And you can see this offense is much different under his guy.
Just the presence he brings, you take all those. If you checked a ton of boxes off about how good he was, you have to get the eraser out and take them all away, but he's still able to operate at about 20% probably efficiency. This time a run play by Marzetta goes nowhere. Klan player down on the field. And they go right out for some attention there. I can't tell who it is, but it looks like one of the offensive, or one of the linemen rather.
Can't quite tell. Well, we have a minute. The SFU Spirit Shop has branded SFU clothing and merchandise and is proud to support SFU athletics. It's located at the Burnaby campus in the Maggie Benson Center. Pick up your SFU athletics swag today. Again, today's game is live streamed on YouTube, and you can watch it at athletics.sfu.ca/FB Live. This game will also be available on demand at athletics.sfu/on-demand after the game.
Good to see Kyle Wilson coming off under his own power, such a valuable member of that team. I gotta say, kudos to the athletic director of this school, Teresa Hansen. The deal announced with Nike and Simon Fraser was a huge one, and great to see those kind of steps being taken by the athletic department here at Simon Fraser.
Yeah, very excited about the prospect of becoming a Nike school here, and it looks like for next fall, going to be all swagged up in Nike gear, so maybe we'll get some t-shirts or something. Nice.
Here is Sweeney. Oh, what a nice throw. Great touch on that pass by Sweeney. And that completion going to number 35, Ryan McCombs, the tight end, the redshirt sophomore from Antelope, California.
You can just see the touch that he has on his throws. He's a much more talented offensive weapon than we've seen in the quarterback position. Sweeney looks good, even though he can't pass drop. He's putting throws on a rope here.
Yeah, that was a great touch. This time Marzetta takes the handoff and is going to get a great gain on about 8 yards on first down for Marzetta. Davion Dixon with the tackle there.
Humboldt State player down on the far side. So, again, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention our good friend varsityletters.ca with Howard Samura as the most trusted source for high school and university sports news in BC. Visit the website today for news, in-depth interviews, and much, much more. And of course, speaking about high school football, we've got a game just in a couple minutes here. If you want to come take a peek, Carson Graham versus Terry Fox secondary, kicking off at around 5:30, I think they think. Yeah, come on up to Terry Fox Field and check out some local BC football product.
It's going to be a very good game. I know Terry Fox a big favorite, but Carson Graham playing in that tough Western AAA conference will give it all they have. And when you're a high school senior and you're in a sudden elimination game, you know you're going to see a lot of passion on the field from both of those teams today. On the march in a close game, the clock started to become an issue, and threading the needle down the sidelines, Sweeney finding his man O'Leary. And that was a little bit too easy for the Klan's liking.
Yeah, again, Sweeney just able to put that ball where he wants it. Again, struggling with that right ankle injury, it looks like, but puts the throws where the receivers need, and marching this Humboldt State team down the field.
Put the stopwatch on his release off the snap. He is not holding onto the ball very long, and with good reason. This time Marzetta, and a good sign from Humboldt's perspective. They are gaining yards on the ground on first down. Actually, that was number 21, Corarte. I believe his second carry of the game. I should get that pronunciation correct because it is right here in the guide for us. Kirarte.
Got to button up here defensively for Simon Fraser. Second and long. This is where they created a turnover on Humboldt's last drive.
See what they can do here. Marzetta, straight arm, breaks the tackle. Tackle there made by Colby Boljevic.
Big third down conversion here, Howie. It's going to be about 3rd and 2. And Simon Fraser can stop them. You assume they take a field goal attempt here. It's a bit long to go for it.
Big down here for this Klan defense, and of course for this Humboldt offense. Sweeney has Marzetta in the backfield. It's a handoff. Marzetta.
Not going to get it. Pretty conservative play call there on 3rd and 4. Just trying to get to 4 yards. It looked like the field goal kicker was going to come on the field, but now they'll take their opportunity. An injured Klan player down on the field. Going to take an opportunity to chat about it as they decide what they want to do here. Again, 3:28 to go here in this 4th quarter. Tie game.
Well, you know what? To win this game, if you're Simon Fraser, I mean, you need everything that has worked well for you in this game. You need to put together in the next drive, and regardless of whether they score or not, you've got a chance to come back down and at least tie the game. So Simon Fraser in a position they want to be in. See what they can do here defensively.
Shane Ward, so he's limping a little bit, but hopefully he'll be back. He's the guts of that linebacking core, him and Griffin Barrett. So 4th down, and it looks like the field goal kicker's coming out. That's Morales.
4th and 2 from the 11.
It's been good today. 3 field goals so far. This one is about a 27-yarder, well within his range. Oh, and they jumped, and that's going to give him a 1st down.
Oh my gosh, what a costly penalty for Simon Fraser. Look at the glee in the Lumberjacks players. Number 7, Curtis Williams, literally dancing towards his own sideline.
We'll see. Who are they going to call it on? SFU's pointing at Humboldt. Humboldt's pointing at SFU.
And it will be against the Klan.
It's one of those ones that you do see often in the college game where the offensive line will move suddenly and reset, and then they've got to take a second to snap the ball. I saw them do it on an earlier field goal attempt, and SFU didn't jump, but boy, that's a costly penalty, let alone if Humboldt comes and scores a touchdown. But just for time-wise, SFU is going to have less and less time to make a drive of their own offensively.
1st and goal at the 6 here. Huge for the Humboldt State Lumberjacks. Swinging the handoff. Marzetta driving. Oh, the back of his jersey, trying to keep him out of the end zone.
He scores. That'll give them the lead.
Touchdown there for Marzetta with 2:57 remaining.
Boy, just a killer penalty there on 4th down. They're lined up for the field goal. Simon Fraser's got 3 minutes, 2 timeouts. They'll need a touchdown to either win or tie the game up here. Boy, that's killer for this defense.
Extra point is good. So the Simon Fraser Klan, with 2:57 remaining, know their marching orders, and they got to march down the field here and score a touchdown.
Eerily similar to their last game against Humboldt, Howie.
This is the exact score
exactly.
Right now.
Yeah.
23-16 was the score back in early October in Arcata, California.
And SFU had multiple shots inside the Humboldt 10-yard line to tie that game. But we'll hope they can get there just to even have a shot at it here. They've got 3 minutes, 2 timeouts. Offensively, been moving the ball. This is it, Howie. This is what you want when you're a kid, right? Down 7, opportunity to go tie or win the ball game for your team. And the freshman Justin Siebert's going to lead this Klan out on offense here. Needs 75 yards for a touchdown. Lots of time, no need to rush. Don't make any silly turnovers or costly penalties. You've got time, and you're obviously in 4-down territory wherever you are on the field.
Siebert feeling the pressure, steps out of the pocket, takes a safe option. Good job there to find an outlet in Ethan Basselt.
And that stops the clock, getting out of bounds.
Gain of about 6.5 yards there. We'll call that 7. 2nd and 3 for the Klan here. Quick hitter to Ryson John, and he gets out of bounds immediately for the first down. So the Klan doing what they need to do, showing some poise.
Obviously, go no huddle here as the clock only stops and you go out of bounds under 2 minutes, I think. So still here, 2:20 and ticking.
Siebert quickly over the middle, has a man, and Ryzen John. And John is going to get taken down at about the 45-yard line. What a great catch and route by him. I thought he was trying to lateral the ball there for a second.
It did kind of look like he wanted to get rid of it, but good thing to hold on to that.
Certainly. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard of the line of the Broncos. The clock now down to 1:58 and counting for the freshman quarterback, Justin Siebert. Siebert finds a man, and a catch made. Ethan Basalt sits down.
Boy, I thought that defensive back could have jumped in front of that, but good play by Basalt to box him out and make the catch.
Clock down to 1:30. Klan needs some tempo here. 2nd and 4. Siebert has a man. Oh, and Ryzen John. Coverage on the play provided there by Ryan Shell, number 17.
And again, we've seen Shell come down on those crossing patterns over the middle, trying to lay a lick on John, and maybe almost a good thing he didn't hold on to that one. He would have taken a big hit there. Humboldt chose to bring some pressure there. Justin Siebert probably got rid of it a little bit earlier than he wanted to. We'll see what they do here on 3rd down.
3rd and about 4 here for Siebert. Goes to the sidelines, nobody there. That's going to stop the clock with 1:14 remaining.
I don't know if there was a receiver there. We're going to chat about whether that was intentional grounding. No, they picked no flag. Okay,
no flag on the play.
Big 4th down here, though.
.114 remaining. Biggest snap of the game upcoming now for the Klan. Siebert feels the pressure, steps up, goes down the field, and it will be incomplete. And a huge job there by the Humboldt State defense, and they are showing their emotion on the sideline in the final game in program history.
It just looked like Simon Fraser wanted to catch the Jacks off guard with the screenplay, but just didn't come together, and Siebert had to tuck it, try and get what he could and huck it down the field. But
boy, that's a tough one for Simon Fraser. Mentioned the storylines coming in. Humboldt State playing the final game in program history. The Klan looking to end a 33-game losing streak against GNAC competition in the final game of the season of the 2018 GNAC season.
Just trying to do the math in my head. If they get a stop, they've got enough timeouts, but won't leave much time for Simon Fraser to get a crowd together in 10, 15 seconds.
And it looks like Humboldt State content to play it safe, and they keep getting those big chunks on 1st down. It's been something they've been able to do in the second half with the running back, Tyree Marzetta.
You see Simon Fraser huddling up defensively. Coach Robin Weathersby trying to get them jacked up. Pardon me, that wasn't Coach Weathersby, but nonetheless, here we see a wide shot at Terry Fox Field, and the last game here, and possibly the last game on this field for a few years, as there are some stadium renovation plans coming. Set to take place in January. So,
well, the covered grandstand will certainly enhance the viewing experience and campus life in general, I think, up here.
We're yet to see the full extent of what exactly they're doing, so I don't know if Simon Fraser plans to practice on the field and play games next fall or not. But we'll see. Maybe broadcasting from a different location here.
Well, we could be back at Swangard Stadium, perhaps. I don't know. We've seen so many fine games in the past years.
So if Humboldt gets a first down here, obviously this game is over. But Simon Fraser can maybe get the ball back with 10 seconds left. They need a miracle here. But we've seen stranger things happen. But it's all going to depend on getting a stop here on third down.
And Nick, you mentioned eerily similar to the last time out. Right now, this is the exact same score that Humboldt beat Simon Fraser by in October back in Arcata, California. Long delay here. The officials continuing to have discussions.
Clock down to 58 seconds left. So yeah, Simon Fraser could get the ball back, but
need the big stop here. It's a handoff to Marzetta. Can they stop him? No, he's going to get the first down. He is going to get the first down. I thought he was down, and I thought they had him dead to rights, but he continued to churn. Tyree Marzetta gets a big first down in this football game.
That'll about do it, Howie. That's if the clock ticks just over 40 seconds left, Humboldt will just take a knee, and that will be the game. But an interesting season here for Simon Fraser. You know, obviously the big win over Willamette was to call our first win in a few years.
It was fun.
Not so successful in the GNAC season.
Well, Klan fans certainly don't want to tell Klan fans you got to be patient, but I think you can see things are starting to turn here.
And again, we should mention all the senior class here that they Ben Meinecker, Miles Richardson, Jaron Bailey, Gabriel Lopez, Brad Lyons, Ray Arcega, Cole Patterson, Kyle Wilson playing their final game here on Terry Fox Field. You see Humboldt State celebrating their final game, their final win in program history after 90 years.
Certainly,
playing their last football game.
We got to say, Nick, all the best to the Humboldt State, not only the seniors, but the underclassmen whose football futures will have to be figured out beyond this point, and all the best to them, and a tough situation for them to be in. So clearly an emotional day for both of these teams, especially this Humboldt State program, which has just played its final game in program history. They finish it on a winning note with a 23-16 win over the Simon Fraser Klan. Simon Fraser will go winless in the GNAC with their one winning coming out of conference against Willamette. Meanwhile, the Humboldt State Lumberjacks will get 2 wins on the season, both of them coming against the Simon Fraser Klan. As the post-game shakes go on here, we will call it a day. Nick, I want to thank you for another great season, buddy. It was so fun being with you here. Nick, our analyst, appreciate your expertise as always. To everybody manning the cameras, twirling buttons and knobs for Klan TV, thank you very much for all of your great work this year at Terry Fox Field. I'll sign off, Howard Simura, saying we'll see you in the basketball season, and there's obviously a big soccer game to watch for the Simon Fraser men's Klan tonight at the West Regions. For Howard Simura and Nick Sersky, thanks for joining us, and farewell from Terry Fox Field.